I'm not sure how many of you guys know the team, but I'm going to do a little quick intro. So we've got Emma, also known as, do it. Emma the manager. We've got Heather and Martika, who are part of our senior stylist team. Lee is actually behind the camera today, so yes. All right, I'll do it. Oh no, you got it. Oh well, those camera skills. See, our camera skills are going next level. And then Joseph, we all know Joseph. Joseph on the end. I'm going to introduce you guys to our beautiful models today as well. So we've got Beth. This is actually Beth's debut as a Fox and the Hair Secret Fox model for us today. So it was really funny. Oh, Patricia, holla at us. Patricia's downstairs doing makeup.
We'll go there later.
So yeah, she looks real. She messaged me last night. She said, "Can we look nice tomorrow, or do we have to wear black?" And I was like, "You can look nice tomorrow." I was actually wearing this top today, and I decided that it was actually, I can't believe I'm even going to say it, that it was baby poo, like mustard. So I didn't want to wear it, but Martika really liked it. So it's Martika's top now, and I went and bought a new one at 9:15, so good to go. We've got Casey. So you guys know Casey. Casey and Beth are actually sisters. So we've got like a sister in the house duo today. Everybody knows Taylor. Taylor's like every second photo on our Instagram. We've got Nadine today with us as well. So she was the star of our P-Lights last year, and I think we're going to be showing that again just to show how it works on short hair also. And then we've got Camilla. So Camilla is our lucky last model. And then we've got Eliza. Eliza's downstairs with Patricia as well. Eliza! Holla! All right, so are we going to get started then? Or do you want me to do a quick run through of what everyone's having? All right, so we're going to be doing melted roots and ends on Beth today. So melted roots and ends is one of our signature techniques where we do a base colour on the roots and then we actually do a finesse balayage on the ends. Then we're coming over to Casey. So Casey is actually just going to be having just a fun toner today. So can I squeeze through? So Casey has got lots of takes in there, so that's going to be a fun one for Emma. We've just shampooed her hair, towel dried. Taylor is going to be having our
waves, of course. Yeah, so we're going to take a spin on what we did last year. We did the vintage waves, but they were a lot more refined. This year we're going to make it a bit more fluffy, bigger, extra.
Extra, I love it. And then we're going to be turning it into a faux bob afterwards.
We can give it a try.
We are now. So, Nadine, like I said before, we'll be doing our face taming baby lights on Nadine. So we'll be showing you those. So, and just talking about how we use them in combination with some of the other techniques that we're doing today. And Camilla, I'm going to be really honest with you guys, I'm still working out what we're doing with her. So it's just like real life, gotta love life. So, back over to Emma, beautiful.
Well, Emma might be great.
Right. We need 3 people to do this colour.
Well, I just thought I'd start explaining to everyone what Martika and Heather will be doing with their colour work today, so they can get hands on, so you guys can start if you like. Martika did mix up her base colour, so we're going to be taking the base colour down to around about the round of the head, just so it gives a little bit more depth through here where the light hits, and so it doesn't look too dark through here and then hit their light. So, what colour did you use on your roots today?
Today I did half 575, which is a chocolate mahogany. I did a quarter 60,
Talk to the camera.
natural. Oh my god, I hate this. And then another quarter 671, which is just more of a neutral brown. So we just wanted to deepen it a touch and make it just a little bit more neutral compared to how warm it is at the moment because it's super warm. And then we were hoping to get more of like a really pinky.
I think our end goal. So let's just say that Beth is not a hair model today, she's a client. She's come in with a photo that is unrealistic for today's service. So what we're going to do is we're going to start the journey. So I think our hair goal here for maybe 3 or 4 colours down the track is actually a really dusty rose. So we're going to start lightening it up, working towards that. It's not going to be that musky pink. It is still going to be quite poppy and more electric, mainly just because of what's underneath that. So we have gone through and explained that. I'm really excited about the journey. I'm just excited that Beth's one of our models because we've got another hot chick to put on our page. So I might let Martika take over And then I'll get out of the way for a little bit. I'm going to watch you for a little bit. Pressure's on. You're starting to sweat yet? You're sweating in, in my mustard top.
That's why
That's why it's got really lovely sleeves.
Just start by applying the base colour about an inch or so down, and just softly brushing that down just so it blends in and feathers in.
Can I squeeze in the background of this? And I just want to show you guys, I don't know if you guys know Lee Black. So he does the affordable eco towels, and he also does these EcoTech, the biodegradable gloves. So while they're putting on the base colour, that's a little bit boring, I'm going to show you these. So what's really cool about these is that they're reusable. So it just means that you can get a couple of goes out of them if you powder them up. But it's more that they are like super strong. So they're awesome. So you can, that hurt. So you can use them time and time again. But I think the difference between these is these do break down a lot quicker than what the other gloves do. So I think you can probably get onto his website. I know it's on Instagram, it's just affordable eco towels. I'll track down the details for Lee's gloves, but I love them. They've been amazing, and they're a little bit more pricey, but not by much, but they just last so much better, and you get so much more wear out of them.
Mia Olivia said happy birthday.
It's not my birthday, but it's my birthday. So
Happy birthday, Secret Fox.
We do have a cake. So if you're close by, you can have some cake later.
And ladies, just here doing the base colour. What was the formula? Sinead would like to know what the formula was. Again.
It was half 575,
Yeah.
a quarter 60, and a quarter 671.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's Weller colour that you
Yes,
use.
and 1.9.
1.9%.
Yep.
Yeah, Weller Colour Touch. So Weller Touch is our I'll just keep going. It's our like Debbie semi-permanent. So you can mix it with 1.9 or 13 vol, depending on how much deposit or lift you want. And that's our usual go-to base colour whenever we are usually doing melted roots. Only because if you want it to fade out really nicely, it's a beautiful colour. And also if you're covering greys, then I would go down to your more permanents, but most of the time we use Colour Touch in 1.9. It's really nice, and it's really easy to get out as well. Like later on when we're balayaging this, as this tone grows out, it will fade that little bit lighter, and it makes it much easier for us to take that colour out rather than a tin colour that will stain.
And is this a favourite concoction that you guys usually use?
Yeah, I think we tend to do mix a few different colours together. I don't know, some of them are pretty
I'll
straightforward.
be honest, I chose a different colour, and then they came back and they mixed something
changed
else up,
it.
but that's fine. That's fine. What I just want to do here is before Martika goes and flips that section off, I just want you guys to have a note of how tidy she's actually done that section. Beth, can you just turn your head towards us? So if you can see, all of that has gone up really quite tidy, so that when she comes to flip that colour down, can you show how it stays tidy?
Yes.
Sometimes.
I like to use one of our balayage combs, which definitely has like a wider tooth, but try not to drag it all the way through the ends. I just like to softly drag it down a touch. And then hopefully all my sections...
These sections are perfect. I'm very impressed.
Really?
Yeah.
It's not usually
That's
like
why-
this. Yeah, it's not
that's why I
usually.
stopped you.
Yeah.
And that would give it a nice soft melt line too, wouldn't it?
Just slightly, yeah, because if you're dragging it all the way through, you're just going to drag all that colour down into that lightness, which we definitely don't want. So, just to blur it a touch. And we are popping a foil through there just so that we aren't getting any colour from that side onto our ends as well. So we want to keep it very separate.
And for those of you, us that aren't Weller colour users, what reflex are we working with in the base colour?
So the 575 is a chocolate with a tiny bit of mahogany through it as well. The 60 is just a level 6 natural, and the 671 is a chocolate but a cooler version.
Brown ash.
Yeah.
That was, Natalie asked that question. Where is everyone from today? What are we doing? I'm expecting everyone to
We're waiting for an answer. Oh, that was slightly
So
awkward.
those those of you that are new, I know there's a lot of new people watching today that aren't familiar with what we do and how we film. Ask as you go. So any questions, I can see them. And happy for you to interact as much as you need to. Mackay, Sarah's just logged in,
nice
Casino, all the warm places, Melbourne.
One cold place.
One cold place.
Beautiful. So what they ended up doing, what they do is with this foil here, that just helps keep our section in place. So it also just means that if we were working with hair that was quite blonde on those ends, when we're painting that over, we're stopping accidentally getting any unwanted colour or any bleed marks. Kerry, good morning, Kerry. Hello. From New Zealand. We're going to be in New Zealand next week. Not next week, next month. We're heading there for Colour Queens with Belinda and Christina and Grant Norton, so that should be cool.
Hervey Bay, there are people in the warm-up.
Tasmania as well. Oh, where is our foil from? I will go get a box of those.
Oh my God, that's one of the prizes. I can't believe I forgot the prize. See, I had a list and I didn't read it. So this is Foil Me Foil, and Mia's going to come and show you. We have a carton of foil to be won.
You're not getting these foils though. These foils are special.
So I'm just going to pan out quickly to Miss.
Hello, it's me. It's my birthday again. No. So these are the special foxy foils. So these are custom made just for the fox and the hair. It was really funny how these came about. I was hell bent on getting a glitter foil, but am I walking this way? Am I making life hard?
No.
All right, I'll come a little bit closer. So I really wanted a glitter foil, but they couldn't make it. I'm sure it's not impossible, but it hasn't happened yet.
They're working on it.
They're working on it. But another thing about me is that I couldn't use the Foil Me Foils pop-up box. So I just found that just drove me nuts. So what we ended up doing was we made a box especially for me. So I like my foils to be flat. I like to be able to get them out of the box and pop them that way. So yeah, so it's all, these were made especially for me. And we just think they're really pretty and they look so nice and Christmassy when they're all folded up. So the ones that you guys are winning are just the regular box of Foil Me Foils, but I will throw in one box of mine because I'm just very generous like that. And then maybe if you're nice, Emily might have a surprise for you guys later. But yeah, these are my special foils. I was very excited when they came through. More so just because I didn't have to rip them out of the box anymore. They were already done, so that's pretty cool. And then Hayley actually designed them. So that's something that I can probably talk to you guys about, my very special friendship with my graphic designer. So I sometimes feel like Hayley doesn't work for anyone else. I feel like she only works for me because she does so much work for me, and she's onto it and she's amazing. So I just love that woman. And she's actually got two brands. So she does the Lifestyle Notion, which I can show you guys a little bit later on as well. So
we have a discount code for that.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll show that later on. It's not in front of me, so I can't tell you about that just yet. But we will have that. What are you guys up to over there?
So, because Beth parts her hair on the side, I need to make sure that I'm taking this side down to match the other side as well. Just because it's on the side, it's not going to be even. So this side will have to probably come down just a touch more. And then I think we're up to starting to lighten the ends, which, are you going to do that, Mia, or are you going to come?
I'll come and do that.
Just to make sure that it is going to be even on both sides. Do you want me to help lighten them, or are you?
I'll do a little bit and then it'll be all yours.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll just start it and I'll get out of here.
So Melissa, going back to our base colour, Melissa has just asked why are we using this 575 if we are trying to keep it a cool colour?
It's not going to be cool just
Yeah,
because it
it's
is
just
so
not-
warm.
Yeah.
So I feel like if I try and cool it off too much, it's just going to go really dark and really flat.
It won't be pretty.
Yeah. So, you know, it's not the ideal colour that we're going to get to in maybe 3 visits, but at least it's going to be a pretty colour in between.
Do you use those?
Thank you.
That's all
Did you
right.
roll? Yeah, I'm going to give you that.
Samantha's just asked where everyone posts their pictures. So because we're a little bit unorganised today, so in the competition, just take them and
Instagram and Facebook. That's where you post your photos.
That's
Instagram and
right.
Facebook.
But in order to get it right,
Michelle's freaking out that I'm a bit
No.
winging it. Because we're a little bit disorganised. Like, shit, sorry, Mum. I was busy this weekend, man.
We'll write it down and we'll show you all the people to follow and all the tags shortly.
Yeah, once they're all busy, we'll go and get
So
ourselves
Sam,
sorted
just
out.
get taking great photos and we'll get back to it.
It's alright. There's so much stuff. This isn't how I have my trolleys. I'm going to give you those. Get that out of the way. I'm going to give you this one and that one. And I'm going to put this one here.
So what are we doing here, Mia?
We are going to be doing our finesse balayage onto our melted end. So am I in an okay position for you guys? I might spin around just a touch.
Yeah.
Yep. Is that a little bit better or do you need a bit more room?
No, that should be fine.
That should be okay. All right, I'm just going to tuck you in just slightly if that's okay. I'm going to get you to hop up and just push your chair in.
What are you suggesting?
I'm just making some more room. All right, so I need room to move. You might be thin, but I need to be able to flex my wings. So basically what we're up to here, so you can see that the girls have come through, they've done that beautiful melted end for me. So I think now, sorry, we're just having a giggle that the microphone's just touching me. We have a new mic. So basically you can see that's all sorted out now. That's all sectioned off in its part. Martika's come through and taken that just even on both sides. So even though it's parted slightly more to the right, it's on the left. So we've made sure that when she wears her hair that it is equal on both sides there. Heather's come through and painted the back. So you can see that we've just kept it in those sections. Really, really simple sectioning. If there's one thing that I like to keep things really easy. Nice and easy is, if I could pick a middle name, it would be nice and easy. It's the Yummy Girl. So my mum likes things to be complicated. So what I might do is I'm just going to section off this section here, and I'm going to pop this foil through the top. Do I have any extras lying around? Somewhere? Perfect. So I'm just going to pop this one section. So what you'll probably notice is that was on there before, they've removed it because that one was dirty now, so it had colour on it. So I'm just going to pop another one on there, nice and fresh. I'm just going to place that down just with enough pressure so it's actually sticking to the hair, so it actually stays in place for me. Then I'm going to come through and I'm going to work in horizontal sections. So you'll probably see a lot of people that do lots of vertical sections, angled sections. I just like everything to fall in natural fall. Mainly that's because about 3.5 years ago, I put on a whole new team, bar one person. So Amanda, who isn't here today, but she's my longest standing employee, so represent Amanda. But basically that meant was that we had to come up with a technique that every person in here could learn, and we just needed to be as straightforward as possible. So another thing that we do is we always start at the front. So the reason we start at the front is because the client's always looking at the front of their hair. So that means it gets maximum time to lighten. What we used to do is traditionally in foils you start at the back, and that just means the back's cooked first and the front's still going. So then you get the back out, then you start to realise that the front's not quite ready yet, you're running late, your next client's coming in, so you've got to take them off early, which means that sometimes you sacrifice your colour. If for whatever reason, you need to get your colour off because it's ready, I don't know. But anyway, moving on. It just means that the front's going to be, like the bit that the client looks at the front is what's going to be ready and what's going to be cooked. So we want that to have maximum impact. We want that to be the colour that they're looking at, because you know what they're like in the mirror, they're all like this. And then they go off to the bathroom and they're like this. So I can feel very distracted by dangly earrings today. So I'm just going to come through, I'm just going to take a horizontal section like that. So I'm still keeping my sections really, really clean. But I'm just going to come through with my clip. I'm just going to clip that just one side underneath the foil. So just one side underneath and one side on top. I'm going to section this out in a weave, just like I would if I was doing a foil. So I'm old school. I've been hairdressing 20 a lot years. And I can't think. And I'm just going to hold that quite tight like I would with a foil. So some of the girls do a really, really fine weave. I always like to do mine more of a medium weave. So medium weave like that. Can I get a colour wipe for around Beth's hairline, please? And I'm just going to come through. And I think, what did you mix for your powder?
I usually do it, I did 30.
Yep, 30 volt. And what ratio did you mix?
I usually do it visually. I like that a lot thicker, but I did it a little bit running up the
So it's not mixed 1 to 1. So this is our little naughty trick.
I would say 1 to 3.
Just be honest. you don't have to like.
No, that would be 1 to 3. I like mine 1 to 1.5.
2 and a bit.
Yeah. So you can see it's a little bit wet. Perfect. If Wella was watching, they would kill me because that's all around the bowl. You're not allowed to do that when you're on stage, but hey, it's my show today, I do what I want. So I've just got that tiny little bit of colour on my brush. I'm holding that quite taut. So the way that we teach this is we teach you to do it, I like to think of it as like a zigzag, or we sing that little song that's like one step higher, one step lower. So I'm going to start off a little bit high here. I'm actually just meeting that section where our base colours come in. Then I'm going to come through and I'll do one section a little bit lower. So you can see there's a big step between the two of them. So my high section's here, my low section's there. I'm going to come up, meet my high section again. Then I'm going to come down a little bit lower again, and then I'm going to come up at the front and do high again. So you can see when you look at that I've got higher, lower, higher, lower, higher. There's a real definition and step in that. The reason why I like it to be so exaggerated is because I'm actually going to come through and smudge that colour in now. So what I've got on my trolley is I've got a towel so I can wipe my hands clean. But I'm going to come through with my 2 fingers. So I've got 2 fingers here. I'm just going to place that right at the very top of where my 2 colours meet. Then I'm just going to come through, I'm going to take off that excess colour. So what you'll see is this is what's on my fingers. And then I'm going to wipe my fingers clean now. So you can see that's all clean, but what you can still see is you can still see that I've got a higher section, a lower section, a higher section, and a lower section again, yeah? So you can still see that, that variety in that colour. Then I'm going to come through with my clean fingers, and I'm just going to slightly smudge that in. So that's what we call sort of like melting that colour in. But you can see how even though I've smudged it, I've still got that variation. So what you don't want to do is you don't want to ever rub backwards and up. So what you'll do then is you'll bring all this excess colour from the bottom right the way up to the top. Can I get you to pop that camera just up just slightly, just so we can see? So I've just come through, I've taken my excess off, I've cleaned my hands, then I've come through and I've smudged that in, but you can still see where I've missed those sections out. So that's how you're going to get that, that variation in your tone. Then I'm going to come through and I'm just going to paint that colour on those ends and really saturate it on those ends there. Just take off that excess. I'm just going to drop that down. What I'm going to do then as well is so that I don't have any accidental bleed marks or anything. So I'm just going to take this other section of hair, I'm just going to part that across to the side. But if I pick that up, I've actually smudged it in. There's actually nothing underneath there that's going to sit on any hair and bleed or do anything like that. But I just like to set that across. It's just a bit of a precaution. Then I'm going to come through and do my next section. With my clip here on my foil, I don't actually take that out. I just leave that as it is. So I'm not going to slide that out. I'm just going to hold it open, clip that back down so that that clip doesn't get any colour on the top teeth. Section off my next section again. And this is why it's so important that when you comb it down, it stays tidy so that it's really easy for you to come through and pick up your section the next time. Again, I'm just going to pick that up. I'm not taking that clip out. I'm just going to clip that onto there. And then I'm going to weave my section in here again. So again, still using that same tension that I would for a foil. Coming through, dropping that other section across. So it's a really, really simple and easy to use technique, and a technique that we've been doing now for about, gosh, do you reckon 5 years? 5 or 6 years? Yeah, it's been a really, really long time. So pretty much all the colours that you see on our Instagram, we have coloured like this if it's been a melted roots and ends. So again, higher section, lower section, higher section, lower section, higher section. Clean fingers, coming through just at the top of my, my base colour, just dragging that excess down. You can see here I've still got that, that bit of just the natural hair in through there and there again. Cleaning my fingers, so always making sure that I'm working with clean fingers. Just smudging that top section in, and then I'm coming through and I'm painting onto my ends again.
Mia, while you've got the brush in your hands, Michelle has asked, what brushes do you balayage with?
Oh, well, we've got a few different favourites. So, well, do you want to get out all of our brushes? Bring them out. Bring out the real brushes.
Thank you, Michelle.
So, yeah. So I think, like all salons, we've all got our favourite brush, and it's typically the one that's got, you know, no bristles left on it, and our favourite comb has no teeth, and they're well loved. But O&M have been so generous today that there's actually 2 O&M brush kits for grabs. One of them will be used because I'm using it right now. I'll wash it and send it back to you. I'll see if I can get us some new ones. So Joseph's coming through with our brush collection. Whoa! This is live and unedited. All the dirty secrets today.
What's your favourites?
One for There's one for everything.
This one.
So
Cheval for everything.
The Cheval brush it started by Cherie Noble, didn't it?
So
Oh,
good.
that's right, yeah.
But can you show the Fabuloso brush that's been personalised?
I love them. Oh, this one's broken, but you can still see. We've just like
We're not
cut
giving
ones
it up.
that
Oh,
side
wow. So why have you done that?
because it's smaller, paint nicer.
Ah.
Wait, let me try and find an OG one. This one has both sides.
Can you see one where I've chopped the top of it though, because I don't like them for
Yeah.
filling with their little feather on it.
Makes a difference.
Does anyone else do this in their salon? Personalising brushes. We're getting a few thumbs up.
But there's literally one for everything. It's good.
So we actually have had a few questions if we can rewatch later. Yes, we're going to leave this in the group and you'll be able to see it there. And this is, Lucy's asked us this question, but also if you have registered, the reason why we ask you to register is so we can set an account up for you on our website. And you can watch it, have forever access and watch it whenever you like. And we also will upload photos, the certificate, and class notes.
Oh, who wants to write the class notes for today? Anyone? No one?
I'll be doing it late at night. But that's why we ask you to register if you want forever access to it. Otherwise, we will leave it in the group to rewatch later. It does take about 7 to 10 days to upload onto our website because we're getting photos, we're writing the class notes and doing all of that. So have patience with us, but we will get it up there. And you'll get an email as soon as you've got an account ready on our website with it in. Sorry, Mia, I'm taking over you.
No, that's all right. You get your information out. So for those of you who don't know Michelle, Michelle is our customer service superstar. That is actually her technical name. I think when we send emails overseas, she is in charge. What's your email one? Your overseas one? The creative director. Yeah.
I do everything.
Yeah,
Everything,
Michelle does all the important stuff. So the Secret Fox wouldn't happen if it wasn't for Michelle.
Oh.
So it's one of those things where I guess I'm like an ideas person. I like to have ideas, but if you actually left me to get them done, it would be like this morning where we're starting 8 minutes late because I just have the idea and then I throw it out there and someone else can. Thanks, Lee, for fixing the ideas. Thanks, Michelle, for fixing the ideas. Thank you, team, for coming along today because basically I wouldn't achieve any of what I do if it wasn't for all the amazing people around me. So I'm very lucky. I think, what is it that they say that's sort of like you're the sum of the 5 people in the room? I've got 5, 6, 7, 8. Is anyone missing? I've got 8 amazing people on my team in this room right now. High five, team. Thanks for not making that awkward. All right, so we're up to this section again. As you can see, super repetitive, which also means it's really easy to remember. Higher section, lower section, higher section, lower section, higher section. I always start at the back for some weird reason. A lot of people start at the front so they can guarantee that higher section's always at the front. But I've just always started at the back because, sometimes you got to be a bit backwards. So again, 2 clean fingers, just taking that excess colour off, milking that through, wiping my hands clean. Are you almost ready to go? We're handing over to you now. All right, so have you guys seen enough of me doing this? Because it's basically just this on repeat again and again and again.
Sarah's just asked, how do you rinse the front if it's processed and you need to rinse and the back is still processing?
Typically, the front just gets to process. So we don't rinse the front out. The reason why we put the front on first is because everybody that comes into this salon wants maximum lift. So if for whatever reason you needed to go gentler at the front, what you might do is you might use a lower volume peroxide at the front and then something that's a little bit punchier through the back. But typically we start at the front so it can sit on for the longest, it can have maximum processing time and maximum lift for a colour that's left out in open air. We do mix our peroxide up just that little bit runnier so that it can sit in the air and it does stay wet. what you'll probably find is, unless you're using a powder lightener that is made for hand painting, it will dry out. So if you mix it to manufacturer's instructions, it will dry out. We like to say it's a creative tip. In particular, if there's anyone from Rella watching, how's it going? We are not mixing to manufacturer's instructions. We, you learn the rules like a pro so you can break them like an artist. And that is what we do every single day. And you can cut the brushes like an artist too. So again, we'll just show this one lucky last time. You got your gloves on, you ready? You good to go?
And with the product, Mia, is it a powder lightener or a clay lightener?
So,
what actual Weller product are you
we
using?
are using the Weller Multi-Blonde Blondor Powder. We have free lights. If I was to take you into my back room, it's covered in dust. We do not like clay bleachers. We love bleachers that have got a bit of a kick in it. So it's the Multi-Blonde, it's the regular powder. The Weller Multi-Blonde powder is a very, very strong powder as well, which is probably why we can use it this way and get the technique that we need. So again, one section higher, meeting just where my base colour is, dropping that down and overextending my lower section, coming up again higher, then coming down lower again, then up higher again at the front. So you can see I'm painting that fair bit of colour, and I'm actually probably a little bit, heavier? I use less powder than the rest of you, I think, when I do this. I'm heavier handed, but I don't think I use quite as much. I think you guys stay really, really wet and runny, yeah? Yeah.
And it's 30 volt that you're using?
It is 30, yeah.
Depends on the hair type too. I find if I've got someone with really fine hair, I'll thicken my mixture up. If I've got someone with really thick curly hair, then I'll tend to go a little bit runnier. It works for a lot easier.
All right, Lee, while you're walking past though, so Lee is our operations manager. He is in charge of the
I'm trying to catch him.
I'm trying to fix this. There we go.
He's in charge of
Fixing my camera.
all of our orders and everything like that. So Lee would be the one that's in charge of the money. So we can actually answer a couple of little business questions about some things that we do in the salon as well, and some people that we're working with for business courses. But
That's what I'm going to go count.
is that what you're doing right now?
Yeah, I was just going to count the colours.
All right, maybe we can show you in action maybe a little bit later on. How many bottles of 1.9% developer do we go through in a week on average?
Too many. So like 12,
12?
12, 15.
I reckon it's more, 15.
15 last week.
Yeah.
Ugh.
How many tubs of blonde or bleach powder?
Oh god, like, was it 11, 12?
It's a fair-
It should be 8. I like 8.
It should be 8. Yeah.
It should be 8, but
So-
yeah, it's been like 12. Maybe a bit crazy.
We did. Oh god, how much
Yep.
Matrix 8V and Matrix 10V do we go through in a week?
Oh, like 16 of each, 17.
17 on average. So we do have a couple of sneaky things that we do stock. So Matrix 8V and 10V. Weller doesn't have a strong enough violet reflect for my people, do they?
No.
So we have to.
Maybe one day.
Yeah, Weller, if you're listening, creative tip, and please make us a double violet reflect. Please, we need it. So yeah, but what Lee and I have been working on with the salon is we've done the Keely's financial management course. So I think one of the things that we did, and so it's really funny, so I'm not tech savvy at all, I don't know anything about computers. Lee is my IT nerd.
Yep.
He doesn't look like a nerd, he dresses really fresh, but he's the brains of the salon. So Lee's one of those amazing people that when I have crazy ideas, Lee's one of the people that puts them into place. So I had a crazy idea that we would do the Keely's financial management course.
Yeah.
So we flew down to Sydney. I think I was
To Melbourne.
Oh God, see. Well, we flew to Sydney in the car, then we flew to Melbourne on a plane. And I think I got up at like 3 a.m. to catch that plane, and then I watched, what did I watch?
Black
Black
Panther.
Panther. So I was
So
like
good.
super pumped. But anyway, at the course, what you had to do was you had to find, what was it? $100,000 in your business. So what Lee got to do while I just daydreamed about, I don't know, what I do.
Bet you could head down the road.
Yeah, I always leave and get hot chips. When I get bored and I start to zone out, I'm hungry, hot chips. So Lee's job during that course then was to go through all of our numbers and to find us 100,000. He actually said that he could find 200,000 in the business. If he finds it, he gets to have some of it because I don't need all of that.
It's in there,
'cause it's in there.
It's in there.
17
It's
tubs of Blondor.
One of the wrong people at the moment.
So that's Lee's job. So Lee's working on getting our salon numbers down. So I'll be really honest and open. A shocking statistic about the salon was that 26% of my turnover was going towards stock, yeah? And so that's a lot of stock. What was the average spend on stock supposed to be for a normal salon?
We 10 to 15.
10 to 15, yeah. So we were double. But I've got a big salon, and I also have this thing where I like to fill spaces. So, we've done a lot of, I love a coach. We can talk about that later as well. So, that was one of the things that Lee's working on for me. So we're trying really hard to get it down. So we've got it down from 26% down to 12%. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's by a lot for today, but...
Yeah. So I'm working on budgets. So I'm learning about budgets and things like that. Because I think as hairdressers, a lot of us know amazing things about hair, but we don't always know amazing things about maths and running a business, because we all sort of start out doing it because it's fun. And then 15 years later, it's, not that much fun. But, still fun.
Having fun today.
I'm having so much fun today because it's my birthday. All right, so we're going to walk on over now and we're going to go and see Emma.
Hey guys. Hey. So today I get to do some fun creative colouring, my favourite. So Casey's hair has a mixture of her natural lightest blonde hair, and then she also has some tape extensions in there that are quite light. So even though I'm doing a pastel colour, we're still going to get some variation in this, because her colour, as you can see, has a little bit more warmth to it, and her extensions are quite white. So the colours I'm using today are going to be Adore colours. So these are just kind of a semi-permanent direct dye, and I'm just going to be freehand mixing them. So I really love the fruit punch. You can see the colour here, kind of a pinky orangey. And when I swatch this, it's quite pink and quite nice.
Oh, it's quite pretty, isn't it?
So I'm just going to mix this up more. But then to make it a little bit peachier, I'm actually going to put some orange in. Now this is a sunrise orange. It is a quite strong orange, so I'm going to start by putting just a small amount in and mixing that together and swatching it on a white piece of paper. So I'll just do it bit by bit. You can see just by putting that little bit in, it changes it that little bit more. So I might put a touch more in. And then mix together. And then again. So you can see the 3 different strengths in tone. So it's more pink, pinky peach, and then now it's going more towards the more peach tone. So what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to mix a lot more up, because Casey's got a lot of hair, a lot of extensions. So this is where I love to get creative, especially with these Adore colours. You can really intermix them all.
What are the names again? We've just got someone asking. So we've got Sunrise Orange and Fruit Punch. It's totally Fruit Punch, isn't it?
Yeah, oh, I love it. I love the name. They have really cool names for all of them, and we just get them from our local suppliers. So you can see that one's definitely more peachy. So I'm really liking the colour of that. So what I'm going to do, just to pastelise it a little bit, I'm going to add a little bit of conditioner to my mix.
Do you do that a lot?
Yes, actually, yeah. And I'll put a little bit of conditioner in, mix it up, and then I'm going to apply some. So I'm going to do a test strand at the back of Casey's hair, just to see how it's going. So now we'll go over to Casey. So I'm going to start through the back for this. We have one of our long neck colour rest trays to keep all our colour there. I like to start from the back to bring everything back here. So just our normal sectionings.
Sorry, do you want to just move the chair slightly around?
On an angle, no?
On an angle, yeah, perfect.
Okay. So yeah, I love doing this kind of stuff. And you can really make these as pastel as you wanted. Like if you had a client, normally we have milkshake, which is what I did in the training the other week. But these you can pastelise and pastelise and pastelise. So if you just wanted something that was only going to last maybe a few weeks, put more conditioner in there, really lighten it down. So, thank you. So I'm going to start with my underneath section, and I like to do natural hair and then extensions. It just keeps my sections nice and neat, and I can see exactly where I'm going and what I'm doing a lot easier.
Who is Adore by? Is it its own brand?
I think, yeah, Adore's the brand, because it's from Belgium.
Okay.
Brussels
So you
in
got that
Belgium.
from the hair suppliers?
Yeah, they have a whole range of colours, and they're not expensive either. They're a lot. Their price point's a lot cheaper than say Manic Panic, something like that. And they're like a good size. They're more runnier as well.
I just think they've got a really different variety of colours.
Yeah, they've got
They've
punchier
got-
tones or
Yeah,
pastel tones.
more of the softer tones, whereas I find Manic Panic and Fudge are really very vibrant and hard pop.
Yeah. Yeah, because these are gel based, they really glide through the hair. So what I'm going to be doing is applying this in a downward motion. You never, as you're applying your colour, you never want to smush it like you would a normal toner. What happens is when you emulsify it too much, you're actually breaking that colour up and pushing the colour out when you're making it jelly. So try and keep it like this and melt it down. So you're bringing it down just in one downward motion. And then I'm just using a wide tooth comb. This is just one I picked up from the suppliers, but anything wide tooth or even a cutting comb if you wanted to. And you're just combing it down. So I'm not really going to be applying these to Casey's roots because she does have about an inch of her natural colour. I really don't want to go too much into that. But I'm just bringing that down like that. Melting it. I'll just open it a little bit to check.
Just a question, did you shampoo and condition first this morning?
So yes,
How did you prep the hair?
we prepped the hair. We just washed Casey's hair. So one shampoo and then we towel dried it.
No conditioner?
No conditioner, yeah, because the conditioner is going to put a coating on the hair, and because these semi-direct dyes sit on the hair, if you have that conditioner on the hair, it'll sit on that and it'll wash out a lot quicker. So her hair's just slightly damp, and then the same thing, I'm brushing this down. So with this natural hair underneath, I'm really looking at how this colour's turning out. You can see that underneath. So I feel like at the moment it's really nice, but I could probably even pastelise that a little bit more, especially as I get towards her extensions that are more whiter, they will turn out a little bit brighter. So
A question about pastelising. So you're using the conditioner to pastelise it.
yeah,
Can you use a clear instead of conditioner?
clear, like a semi-permanent.
Yeah.
No,
Do they have a clear, or if you were using a range, could you use clear?
I don't think the Adore have a clear. I know Manic Panic have a pasteliser, but conditioner does the job for us. I use conditioner every time.
Okay.
It's cheaper, easier, and you can get push it out a lot more with conditioner because the pasteliser tubs are like, I know Manic Panic, they're only small. So if you need to use more and more and more, it's expensive to do, especially with long hair like this. It's a creative tip
It's
as
your
well.
creative tip for the day.
Yeah, yeah.
We've had a few already and we're not even halfway through.
Well, it's just, after years of doing all these kind of colours, we experiment. It's the great thing about working here is we get to experiment a lot. Yeah, and I love doing the pastel tones. My years of hairdressing, I've had tons of colours. So I know I experiment my own hair and go, okay, that works really well. Now I'll try it out on a client. And yeah, it always works.
Or each other, I suppose you can experiment on each other.
Each other all the time, yeah. But I just do it on myself. I'll just mix something up at the end of the day and put it on, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's only my hair, they all wash out. So yeah, I'm going to go through now the next layer. And these are going to be Casey's extensions. So I'm just going to do, I don't know if you can see my mixture, adding that conditioner has just lightened it a little bit. Before I apply it to our extensions, I'm just going to do another test swab. So see how it's softened it a little bit more. It's a little bit more pastel rather than the depth that one has. It's a little bit lighter. But I am going to put just a touch more in. And that's why I always do that test strand first underneath, because you wouldn't want to do that at the top. Go, oh no, it's too strong, and then, that's it. So again, we're just going to comb these extensions nice and straight. You don't want to have any knots in the hair. And then we're going to be working in a downward motion, so starting from the top of the extension, painting all the way down.
Katie's just asked, do you like the milkshake toners for this?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. There's
That's
all.
what we used in your hair.
Yeah, and you can see, if anyone that watched my hair the other week, how strong that was, and it's faded out beautifully in pastel now.
It's really
Like
pretty.
it's just a really beautiful blonde, but instead of going golden as
You
like
flick so well.
thank you. Joke, I'm not really up to that one. So yeah, what we're doing now is just going to melt this down. So you can really use anything. I mean, I'm just showing you the application, like obviously bringing everything down, not emulsifying it because that's going to push the colour out, and just bringing it down, melting it through, combing it down. I mean, on someone who has long or thick hair, it can take a little bit more work, but it's definitely worth it. And I'm pretty thorough. I'll always push it out a little bit just to check that that's all covered, and bring that down.
How long would this colour work? Last? Do you think?
It really depends on how often you wash the hair. I mean, in Casey's extensions, I find hair extensions hold colour really, really well like this. Natural hair tends to fade a little bit quicker. So what I'm going to do with Casey is, as I get towards her hairline and her face, I'm actually going to pastelise it even more, so that she can have some colour underneath, but when she gets to the top, it's going to sit that little bit softer, so she doesn't sit back in the chair and go, oh, it's too much.
A bit of pop.
Yeah, I like to mix around. You can even use two different tones. Like, I mean, you could even go through and use the fruit punch, the pinky one, on some sections, and then do the peach on the rest. If someone wants a little bit of variation, that's really nice. But I just love how you can mix this up. Like, I can change this throughout the whole colour, and it's fun. And it's something that once I started doing it to my hair a lot as well, it was easier to recommend to clients. Like, clients would be like, oh, I really like that, especially with our milkshakes that only last, so many 5 to 10 washes. It's a great introduction to colour, and it mixes it up, because not everyone just wants to be blonde or brown or blonde or brown. It gives them more variation to colour that doesn't last too long, so it's low commitment. But in saying that, the Adore is a little bit more of a commitment than the milkshake ones.
Melissa said that your hair is quite a pretty colour. Do you remember the combination of milkshake?
Yeah, so on my hair, it was a third beige blonde, a third yellow, or golden blonde, sorry, and a third pink. Through my regrowth area, we did more beige blonde so that the roots weren't too glowy, because sometimes, it can really show on that pink and it can look really full on here. So yeah, we just added a little bit more beige blonde to the ends and a little bit more, to the roots, and a little bit more pink on the ends.
It was a little pop-up seminar that we did in our subscribers group. We sometimes, being our birthday month, we gave a few pop-up seminars away as presents. So we had a milkshake seminar with Sarah from Milkshake, which is really good, and we had Joseph did a little pop-up styling Kardashian seminar for us. So we do like to drop a few things in the group. We've shown you what bigger events we've had, but we do have smaller events throughout as well. This month, how many have we had? How many seminars have we had?
Oh gosh, too many.
Too many. No. So
We like to keep it interesting for you guys.
we say at least one a month, but as you can see, we're definitely doing 2 or 3, or in this month 5.
Well, we've got so many
It's our birthday.
ideas, so we want to
Yeah.
share them all with you.
Yeah. So with your colour, you have foils first or balayage first?
For my hair
Existing?
colour?
Yeah.
So my existing colour was a full head of foils with a slight root shadow. And the root shadows have been so popular with us at the moment, especially in terms of grow out as well. It lasts a lot longer. I find when my root shadows fade out as well, I get blonder. So unlike traditional balayage, that when it grows out darker, say if you had the melted roots to ends. With my foils, as my colour grows out, it will actually start to get a little bit lighter through this area where I've taken the root shadow down.
When you do so just so people know what we class as a root shadow.
Okay, so our root shadows, so what we'll do is we'll do back to back half a head of foils or a full head of foils. And then with our root shadows, depending on how blonde people want to feel, we'll mix like anywhere between a level 6 and a level 8. And we normally do a half violet, half natural mix. Natural base to bring the colour down to fill, and then violet just to keep it more on the cooler side, because not many people want to be warm through those roots, especially if you do have more of a ashy natural base. Then what we do is we'll take it, say if someone is really, really blonde but they want a small root shadow, we will just paint that to say the first millimetre or so of the roots. So, and I usually do that in like a dotting motion. So I like to get my colour on my roots and kind of just dot it like that and just slightly blend it. So just on a small amount of regrowth. If Casey came in, I did a full head of foils and she wanted to have a bigger root shadow, feel a little bit deeper through the roots, then I would take it just before the curve of the head. So I'll actually paint it down to about there, and then we could go through and put like our 10 level violet blonde or golden blonde through the rest. So it just creates, it just makes it look a little bit more natural than really blonde from the roots. So yeah, that's what I love to do.
Should we head on over to Joseph?
Joseph!
Or do we want to do Patricia? I think Patricia
Do Patricia and a baby light.
Do Patricia, then you can go back to Becca. Yeah?
Does everyone like our remix balloons?
Yay!
Alrighty, so I'm Patricia. Nice to meet everyone. I have the lovely Nadine here, and what I'm doing is, I guess, my version of the baby lights. Nadine normally gets a balayage, and it's still very beautiful, but it's a little bit dark around the face and a little bit grown out. So you don't have to do balayage every single time you see a client, because at the end of the day, that's what's going to damage your client's hair, and you don't want that. So yeah, I'll just show you what to do. The way I do my baby lights, it doesn't matter where they part their hair, because they can flip it wherever they like, and it's going to work for every single person I've ever had and every single hairline I've ever done. It's always worked on everyone, so I've never had any issues. So what you want to do is comb all the hair back, and you want to grab like 2 millimeters of hair.
Baby blue hair.
Like the
For
size
baby
of your
lights.
like the size of your tail comb. And then you want to weave it nice and fine. So you can, depending on the hairline, I'll usually do 2 or sometimes I'll do 3. I think I'm going to do 3 here today because Nadine is quite blonde on these ends and quite dark through her roots. So I just want to brighten it up a little bit for her. And what developer am I using? And we're using powder and 20 today.
And is it the same Weller powder lightener that Mia
Yes.
was using?
Yes, that would be the Blonde Or.
How we go through 17 tubs a week.
And Patricia, if you were, because you're just doing baby lights on Nadine today, if you were doing, say, balayage through the rest of her colour, would you lower your developer so that can sit on for a little bit longer?
Yeah, so I would either do 1.9 or 13 volt depending on how dark they are. With Nadine, I would probably do 13 volt just so that it gets it as clean as possible because her ends are quite blonde. And then the next section, again, about the width of my comb, and it's back to back.
So that's baby sections.
Teeny tiny babies.
Sorry, I'm just getting right in there,
That's
aren't I?
alright.
So here are we just doing baby lights today?
Yeah, so we're just going to be doing baby lights and a toner. Are we doing a toner?
Yep, baby lights and a toner. So, Patricia, you can explain about how baby lights are an upgrade service for us?
So baby lights for us, we charge extra on top of our service. So if they do want to get it done, it is another service on top. We charge $30 extra to upgrade.
So here we charge for the baby lights and then a toner as well, and then the blow dry.
Yes. So yeah, everything would be under its own service, if that makes sense. And then for my third one, I'm just going to space it out just slightly so that it doesn't turn into one huge stripe at the front of her face.
Right, so it blends to the
Yeah.
rest.
So maybe I'm taking like 2 tail combs, then I'll split that in half.
Okay, so it's still a small section, but
Yep.
just not as tiny.
Not as
As
close
the last,
together as the
yeah.
last 2.
And do you do a lot of baby lights in the salon at the moment?
Sorry. I do personally almost every single person.
Oh wow.
That's because I like it, and
Yeah.
that's my style. If you look at my Instagram, almost every single person has those really bright front bits around their face. Yeah.
What's your Instagram?
Hair by Patricia Madigan. If you want to check me out. I just find because all our clients, just want to be balayaged and blonde and just super blonde, but when you're like the ends take so long for them to get blonde, and when they come back they're like, oh, I just want to be a little lighter around my face. If you're gonna be balayaging that, it's not gonna come up, so you've got to
That's right.
you've got to choose the right technique for your client, because otherwise they will leave not happy. Okay, so now I do 2 foils on each side, so where the hair starts to recede.
I'm just coming around.
That's all right.
Maybe if you swing your model around for us a little bit that way, we might have a little bit more space. That's better. I can get it.
So where the client's hairline recedes normally is at the end of the foil. So around here, this is where I want to pick up my hair. And you want to go in a diagonal section. So.
Thanks, Charlotte. Charlotte, someone who
Is that our Charlotte?
It might be.
Yeah.
Hey, Charlotte.
Oh, Charlie.
We had someone ask what your Instagram was. They didn't quite catch it. And before I asked the question, she helped me out.
Charlotte, you cutie.
Is Charlotte your favourite?
Yeah.
We've had a few questions. Sorry, come
That's
through.
okay.
Do we use Opalex or a bonder?
Oh, no, I
That's
can
the
talk
question.
about that.
Okay,
That's-
shall we get
that's-
back to that?
that's me, maybe
Okay,
that's
we'll
that
get
one.
back to that one because I know
No,
that
we don't use Olaplex.
no. We'll get back to that one, Bridie. And we've got a question here. If you were to only do 2 baby lights around the hairline, would you do a bigger gap?
No,
No, you'd
No.
still do them quite
I would
close.
still do them back to back, yeah.
Okay.
Because if I'm only doing 2, then they're already quite blonde all over.
Yep.
So I don't need to do very much. It's only
Okay.
really to brighten up the face. Because these ones on the side also come down to the front. So you'll
Okay.
see when I blow dry it what I mean.
Cherise said that she loves this technique and uses it all the time from watching it.
Aww, that's awesome.
It's foolproof, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
You don't have to think. Like, it's not complicated. It's just
Yeah,
the
it's
same thing on every
consistent.
single person.
And it always works.
So you've just gone into the
Yep.
hair. So
Yep, inside the hair.
yeah.
Because that as well will come down and it'll
And
make the
frame the
blonde.
face.
Yeah, it'll frame the face, but it'll also make this blonde feel brighter
Yeah.
because it's now inside this darkness. If that makes sense. Sorry, my clothes are stuck together.
I'm just watching Joseph being so patient and standing there. I was going to pan out to him then because he's doing
Sorry,
styling.
Joseph.
Okay.
I was just going to pan out to you then, but he's helping now with the foils. We'll keep you busy. So they're quite small,
Yep.
woven
so
but
the-
close together.
Yeah, so just the same as how I did the front ones. When you've got someone with like darker hair, you can go a little bit heavier with it.
Yeah.
I would normally tone it down at the basin just because when they are darker, it does need a slight root shadow. It can't really be like fully blonde to the root unless they are like pretty much blonde.
So you're just finding that area that's a
Yeah.
little bit
So where it starts to recede.
received. Kim said we need to use the Foil Me foils so much faster than
Oh
fussing
my
around.
god, they're
We-
so good.
We are using them, Kim.
I was
That's
actually
all
like,
we use, isn't it?
whoop. Yeah, it is all we have. I was actually talking to Heather the other day, and I was like, remember when we used to have those like really thick, yuck foils? And she was
Well,
like,
we cut
yes.
them ourselves from a big
Oh
foil
my
roll.
god, they would take so long. I don't even think I could like put one foil in if we had those ones again. I think we used to actually go to Woolies and just buy like cooking foil.
No.
That was
We used
extreme
to use
emergency.
The
Yeah.
hardcore thick foil, and then Emily sent us a sample of foil, and then my life was over. So then I had like 5 boxes of foil that everyone refused to use after that.
I think we actually still have a few.
We didn't have foils for a day, and I feel like I run like all of my clients because I just couldn't use them.
So can you just explain, Mia here has just asked, do you not foil the sides of the hairline to frame the face?
I will foil underneath the ear.
Okay.
So I'll get to that in a sec.
So
Sorry.
it's, Mia, all about where the hair actually falls
Yeah.
rather than if you foil underneath, directly on the sides, we may not get the same result.
I
don't
just,
see it as much.
I found like I always foil just where this ear is, just because it makes it
That's
feel
where you
brighter.
see, yeah.
Yeah, but like if you were to go and foil here, it can end in a disaster, depending on the hairline.
What happens in a disaster? Can you show
It's
me?
just, it's just
Where's the
not nice.
disaster
Or
area?
like if you try to foil it like following this, like it's just not, it's not how the sun lightens the hair. So if you
It
look,
can be too full on.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
too much. Like if you were to look at a child's hair, it's all just like here.
In that
That's where
top
it comes from. So that's what I tried to mimic when I was experimenting with the way I do my baby lines.
Katie wants someone to write the hashtags, please. Katie's ready. We will be soon, Katie. I'll do that shortly.
Whoever
Oh,
wins
it's
those
like-
scissors, you are a lucky
Katie
duck.
wants to win the scissors.
Everyone wants to win.
I want to win the scissors.
I want to win the
I think
scissors.
everyone here wants to take photos and
So yeah, I love it.
we promise we will post that soon, so keep your picture, keep taking photos, and when we get a little break, we will
I'm writing it
definitely.
down. It's here.
But all the people to follow as well.
I can do that now. That's all right.
I've written that down, Mia, already, but it's very messy.
So can I just spin her a little bit? A little bit more.
Hang on, I'll finish my foils off and then I'll write it out.
Okay, so now I'm going to do 2 foils where her ear is. So,
Just down.
yep, just that.
So actually, when she tucks her hair behind her ear,
Yeah.
this usually pokes out, doesn't it?
Yeah, well this is normally, you can see like the sun has already naturally kind of lightened that bit of her hair. So I'm basically just lightening where the sun has already done it. And these ones can be super fun because you don't want to be too orange. Alright,
The baby.
if I was doing this on someone for the first time and they haven't had baby lights before, I'd probably even go even finer. The
Okay.
finer you go, it's like any other weave. The thicker you go, the more colour there'll be. The finer you go, the less colour there'll be. So I kind of pick and choose. I kind of know which ones really want that really blonde stripe around their face, and the ones that are unsure about it. Because it can be a bit of a shock if they don't really know what you're about to do to them, and then they are like real blonde around their face, and they're like, whoa.
So will you do 2 or 3?
2, just 2.
Patricia was a second year apprentice when she came up with this technique as well, I think, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still an apprentice.
Oh, Samantha, thank you. Samantha, we've got a few questions coming through. We've got a good group. Everyone's helping each other today. We'll get some questions, and before I can actually ask them or explain them, other people are answering. So thank you. We've had a few people asking. I'll keep the camera on here while Patricia does the front. But we've got a few people asking what the hashtag's all about. So we have a competition and we have quite a few birthday prizes for you to win, and we'll show you those shortly. But take a picture of yourself watching our education, tagging us and other people as well, which will create the list. And also hashtagging Secret Fox birthday.
B-Day.
Oh, B-Day, sorry. See, they're going to blame me for getting it wrong. No. We'll show you what to tag and what to hashtag shortly, but we have some amazing prizes. From off the top of my memory, we've got a pair of Excellent Edges scissors. We have some O&M packs. We've got a milkshake pack. We have some treatments from K Hair Pet. We have a case of foil. We have some tiles from 600 Ground Media as well. We have so many little gifts for you today. We have one massive gift at the end which we'll share with you as well.
Oh my God, so many good ones.
So take some cool photos watching our education, and then shortly we're going to show you all the hashtags. And we'll post it in the group. As soon as we have a little break, we'll post it in the group.
Cool. So I've just done 2 more foils on the other side and I am done.
So if this was the first time you were doing this on your client, would you still do this many?
Yep, still would do this many. I would just maybe make it a bit finer if they haven't specifically asked me to do this, because I have a lot of ones that come in and they're like, oh, I love that full-on strap, can I have that? So I'll go a little bit more full-on with it because they really want it. But if they're a little bit more on the shy side with the hair, I'll just go a little bit finer so it's nice and soft.
And you're going quite close to the root area.
Yes.
Kim's just asked, how do you not get bleeding?
I mix, normally someone else has mixed up my powder, but normally I mix my powder like 1 to 1.5.
So it's a little bit thicker.
It's super thick and I've never had bleeding. So I've never had any issues with that.
Thank you.
Done.
And we're going around to Mia. We'll do the little hashtags. Or are we going to Joseph?
Go to Joseph.
Joseph! He's waiting so patiently there, ready to go. What are we doing here, Joseph?
Cool. As I had mentioned earlier today, so we're doing a whole remix situation. So last year I did some vintage waves for Taylor, but they were quite refined. And so this year I think I wanted to do something that was a little bit more extra. They're going to be really like big, fluffy, sexy waves. So the thing is with Taylor's hair, we've done like a little bit of face framing for her last time, and so what we're going to do to
Let me get in here.
just fill in the gaps, I guess, through the front and make that look really, really full and luxe. We're just going to add in 1 extension piece. So these ones were kindly gifted to Taylor, I guess, from Summerlock's Hair. They're super, super thick, good quality. I think they're like triple wefted, which is amazing.
Really thick there.
They are thick AF. So yeah, the clips are awesome on them as well. So I'm going to start by applying them, and then I'm going to jump into what tools I'm using and products and stuff like that. So first and foremost, I think the main thing to do is actually to make sure that you're using any form of heat protectant. This one is by Natalie Ann Hair Care. Sorry, the bottle's a little bit manky. A few of the things have fallen off. I've loved and used this one time and time again, but a little bit goes a long way, which is great, like literally on its last leg. So I'm going to take whatever I possibly can out of this bottle, and I'm just going to apply that to Taylor's mid-lengths and ends. So just a little bit. So that one's actually UV protection, so for sun protection. But if it's good enough for the sun, it's good enough for any kind of heat, I guess. So I'm just going to apply that one mids to ends, and this will also help like with laying the hair flat. I know more often than not when you're doing like a flat wrap technique using a wand or something like that, if your client is blonde or they have like a lot of new growth coming through, it's a lot harder to try and get all that hair to sit nicer and then get a more consistent result. So that will just help with that also. So I will just repart Taylor's hair where I kind of want to see it. So I'm just going to pull all that back. Sorry, Taylor.
That's
Has
okay.
Taylor gone blonder somewhere?
Taylor has gone blonder.
Love more
We see
blonder.
Taylor all the time.
Yeah.
So when she's just commented, has Taylor gone blonder?
She has.
Yeah.
So I think Martika looked after her maybe a week or so ago. So basically what she's done is basically what she likes to call like a scalp bleach with like a little bit of foiling through there. And then we've just softened up her roots, put a colour with like Emma was saying before, like a root shadow. So that is just a little bit of base with a cool tone reflect in there as well. And then just the ends is like a violet blonde to keep that nice and bright and white. So Taylor's plan is eventually to go as light as you humanly possibly can.
Yeah.
I guess she's like almost there, but there is like a few bits and pieces that need to be looked after a little bit more. So I'm going to find where I want to part Taylor's hair for today. I usually go where I guess, yeah, the hairline starts to recede a little bit back. So I'm going to have a quick play and see what I'm liking, what I'm not liking.
Taylor, did you do your makeup today?
Yes, I did do my makeup today.
We've had someone comment.
Oh,
on it.
thank you very much.
Yeah, so if you guys want to check Taylor out, she's on Instagram as well. So it's just Taylor Boz _
Yeah, Taylor, so TAYLOR _BOS.
So yeah, Taylor's one of like our local makeup artists in the Wollongong region. She
Yay.
also has like her own line of lashes, which I guess she's wearing today.
I'm wearing Princess Diana in my new collection. So I'll post, I'm also in the group, so I'll post when I get a chance.
Yeah, definitely. And we'll write down your Instagram.
Yeah, definitely.
Alright. Sorry.
That's okay.
So if I just get Taylor to turn her head, just look that way for me, Taylor. The other way.
Yeah, this way?
Yep. Cool. So I'll get you to just stay there. I just wanted to show you something. So looking this way, you can kind of see where I want to fill in. So that whole space is kind of our shaping color that's like obviously gone too blonde and then we've lost it. But yeah, we can fill in blanks with extensions. So these ones were, I did chip into these ones just a little bit to give them more of a blunt feel and also cater to Taylor's length. So these ones were crazy long.
Long.
They are crazy long. So yeah, I just chipped into them to suit Taylor's hair. But what I like to do is when my client does have like a blunter cut, I'll always measure up to the end so I get a consistent result. So that extension clip will literally just hide right there. I have enough room and enough hair to, mask that it's an extension. And extensions, for the most part, always blend in really, really beautifully. Alright, so to apply the extensions today, I'm just going to use my NAS2. So this is just a texturizing powder. Any texturizing powder will do. This one just so happens to be like my favorite, my go-to. So what I'm going to start by doing is using my YS Park teas and combs. So this, in my recent, my pop-up seminar, I think I had so many people asking where I got it from, and I'm still working on this discount code. I have not stopped inboxing Cherry Birch Australia. So if you guys, I know. But yeah, I'm going to continue to nag. But yeah, so what I'll do at the moment is I'm going to again measure up where that's going to be sitting, and then pick where that is. So that's going to sit around there. So that is going to be where I'm going to section off.
So with Taylor's roots, that was a semi-applied, wasn't it?
Yeah, sure was.
I like to feel a little bit dark here in the front area.
So I'm just going to get that out of the way for the quick second. And just applying the NAS2 on the root area. Massaging that in.
You did this as well. So, in your pop-up, do you use this technique a lot?
Yeah.
When you apply your extensions?
Yeah, so this is the technique that I use every single time that I apply extensions. You can't go wrong. The powder has enough grit in it to make the teasing stick, and then it'll support the extensions beautifully. So it can't go wrong.
It's a great little tip.
It is. And especially using the comb, it just makes life a whole lot easier. Sorry, Taylor.
That's okay.
Alright, and just applying your extension piece in. Might clip that a bit further back.
What brand of extensions are these again?
These are Summer Locks Hair, so you can find them on Insta.
I'll make sure I tag everyone.
Yeah, thank you. So we'll just see how that's looking when we're flipping that over. So you can tell what we've just done there is just fill in that space and giving it like a lot more volume through the front.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. They blend super seamlessly with Taylor's hair.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess the classic shape for this look is one side tuck behind the ear and then having that really beautiful height throughout the front. And then, yeah, having that beautiful vintage shape. But I'm going to show you guys how to dress it out and really get the volume through there. So the brand of iron that I'm using today is a Muck one. I really like this one because the heat settings. So they have three. So there's 130, 170 and 210. 210's a little bit too hot in my opinion. I know being a GHD salon, the best heat distribution that you can get out there is 185. It's the safest amount of heat that you can use on someone's hair safely. So yeah, shout out to GHD for making products that actually cater to what we do in salon. All right, I'm just gonna grab a clip, sorry.
Alright, while Joseph grabs the clip, I'm just going to come over here and I'm going to show you our hashtags. Whoa! So we've got, hang on, let me just straighten this gimbal back up again. There we go. So the Secret Fox Education, so at the Secret Fox Education, at the Fox in the Hair. The hashtag Secret Fox B-Day. The prizes are from Original Mineral, Milkshake Hair, K-Hair Pep Australia. I can't wait to show you guys about them. Excellent Edges, 6 Underground Media and Lifestyle Notion. So there are all the hashtags. I'll take a photo, I can post that in the group as well today. But Secret Fox B-Day and at the Secret Fox. So we'll find all your posts there. I think I've added a couple of you guys to our story and I think there's only one Secret Fox B-Day post at the moment. So make sure that you guys are on public as well. So I'm just going to swing back over to Joseph who has collected his clip.
I might get you to jump around to this side. I'm going to start at the front here. So the reason I personally like to start at the front is I give it the longest time to cool down, the longest time to set. I think more often than not, that's obviously what people are photographing, that's what they're looking at, that's what they're seeing. And so that's a technique that I like to use since I've started doing hair, I guess. So starting from the bottom and working our way up, I'm going to take small to medium sections. Taylor's hair density is more medium to fine. She's got a really good amount to work with, which is great for me. So, just taking, I guess, like 1 inch sections, so not too big, not too little, but enough to actually get the hair to evenly distribute throughout the wand. And then we're just going to flat wrap that away from her face.
So you've gone up, like under and over the iron there.
Yeah. So yeah, just letting that sit for a couple of seconds and then taking it off. So it gives quite a tight curl at the moment, but then obviously once we brush that out and dress it out and make it look really pretty and fluffy, that's what we want. So yeah, at this stage it kind of gets a little bit repetitive, but you guys will see the end result and it speaks for itself. It's really pretty, super classic, especially for formal season that's coming up. these are definitely a few tips and tricks that I can show you to put in your toolbox. Beautiful. With using a flat wrap technique, I find that your curls sit a little bit more symmetrical. There is a technique out there that is a little bit more windy, so I'll quickly show you what I mean by that. Just taking another section, not too wide, not too thick, and then working with our 1-inch sections. So that technique that I was saying about, I'm going to use this as a demonstration. So your flat wrap technique, you wrap it flat around the hair and it sits quite flat. The other technique that I was referring to is the one where you kind of twist it and you twist as you go. So you guys can see that it's a little bit more separated. It's not as flat as the other one. But then once you take that one out, it is a lot more voluminous. So I guess you could use it for any technique in regards to a vintage wave shape. But I guess it all just depends on what result you're looking for, what your client's looking for, what their hair density is. Taylor has like a fairly decent density. She's got a lot of hair, which is good.
And Joseph, we had a few questions.
Sure.
Teresa's asking, apart from the Heat Protect, have you put anything else, any other products in
I have
hair?
not. I'm not big on putting product in pre-styling. I find that's, you know what's in product, but you don't know how it reacts with heat. So if I'm going to put 170 degrees Celsius on someone's hair, I think that's right. Correct me if I'm wrong. But you don't know if it's going to go tacky. You don't know if it's going to go crunchy. That's why I like to use something that's a little bit softer, like the Natalie Ann Blowout Balm. So it's formulated for a blow dry. A blow dry has heat from your hair dryer. Works the same, I guess.
And Melissa's asking why up and over and not the other way?
If I were to do it not up and over, so that would be that way, so down and under, that is going to go towards Taylor's face. You can definitely do that technique. It works really beautifully. I've done it myself a few times, but it gives more of that retro shape. So this is just a lot more flattering going off the face as opposed to on the face. And then in saying that, you have to look at your client's face shape and how wide that they do have it. So if I were to do something with someone that had very small features, like smaller eyes, if I do something that's going to go towards their face, it almost eats it up. Like there's not enough space for that client to have that look. If they wanted it, you could do it, but you have to manipulate the shape to make it suitable for your client. This way I found it suits everyone. It's super versatile. But like I said, you can definitely do it. Just it's for a different type of client that's looking for a different result. So yeah, just flat wrapping again. Just letting that sit there for 3 to 5 seconds. Let the heat get through it. Another thing that I've actually noticed with using irons that are too hot, not only do they obviously damage the hair, but it actually makes your color strip. So the last thing you're wanting to do is, like, especially for bridal hair, I find a lot of people do this. So they have their client in, they've freshly gotten their color done, but their heat on their tools are too hot. They're burning the color off, and then therefore it makes it look like your client needs their color redone again. Mm-hmm. So yeah, definitely be careful with heat. I think so many people don't look into what they're doing and how much it compromises the hair and the look. So yeah. So I'm going to do these all the exact same way. I'll still start at the front, so after I finish this side, I'll hop over to this side and do that the exact same way. So you guys will kind of see what you were referring to before about the hair going a different direction as opposed to over instead of under. because when I do these curls, it does go under the iron. So yeah, it kind of looks like that on the other side, but in reverse. Any questions, guys? Is there anything anybody is struggling with in salon with like these kind of techniques? Are you finding that your results aren't as consistent? Do you need help brushing out? Is there any tips and tricks that I could show you to get a more seamless result at the end? Is what I'm asking.
Wait till people type them out. There we go. Melissa, never know what iron to use.
Yeah. Like I said, irons, for the most part, iron's an iron. It distributes heat, and that'll do the job. But just making sure what heat you're putting it on is, I guess, the big game changer. Like I said before, GHD, they manufacture their products to sit at 185 degrees, which is the safest temperature that you can put on hair without putting too much strain on it. And so that's why this iron in particular by Mark has the option to go to 210 Celsius, and it's just unnecessary in my opinion.
And a few people are asking about brushing out.
Yeah.
So we want to. Rebecca wants to know what brush is the best, and then Leanne says explain brushing out when you do it. So
yeah,
then you can do that.
Yeah, for
all
sure.
together later.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. And Lucy wants to know why you start with the front.
I like to give the hair the most amount of time to cool and set. That's what my clients are saying, so that's what I'm going to let set the most. So later on when I do brush it out, I know that that curl at the front has 100% cool down, and I'm going to get the result that I'm looking for basically.
Everyone's still asking about irons. Do you do most of your curling with a wand or with flat irons?
It always depends. I think for some people, what I like to do is actually the really, really small GHD styler. I find that one to actually be really, really good, especially if I'm in a rush. Obviously being in salon, sometimes time gets away from us and we need to make up for time by using different techniques. Using the small GHD styler has actually saved my life numerous times. So yeah, just finding what works, what doesn't work, experimenting with different irons and stuff like that is fine. But the thing that I guess I'm most passionate about sharing today is temperature. I think healthy hair is the best looking hair. So why am I going to compromise that for a look, I guess?
And Maddie wants to know how long should you let the hair set before brushing out?
All depends. Some people's hair like really, really retains heat, and it could really take 5 to 10 minutes. If someone has finer hair that doesn't have like as much density and more air goes through it, it doesn't take as long. You could wait 3 to 5 minutes.
But when it cools down, so you don't want to change the...
Yeah. And I don't know if you guys have noticed, I know some people will do a curl and then really start trying to manipulate it. I literally just drop my sections and let it sit. That way there's not any inconsistency. And in your hands in general, there is like oils and stuff that you've touched, and that's putting weight onto the hair. So yeah, by not doing that, you're going to get a more consistent result.
And Brady wants to know how to get a really soft wave rather than getting a super curly.
Yeah, so you could do this technique and use something that's a little bit softer. So by doing that, what you would do, you would use an iron that's a little bit thicker in density. You could actually even use a smaller iron, but it depends on how long you leave the heat to sit on. So if you're gonna let the heat sit on for, say, 5 seconds as opposed to 3 seconds, you can completely alter the result that you're looking for. So we've gotten up to the extensions. and something that I wanted to touch on with why I put my extensions in before I actually curl it is you get like a lot more of like a seamless blend with your hair and extensions meshing better together. So it's more consistent. So that's something else I wanted to touch on with you guys today. So yeah, just really like being consistent with your flat wrap. Since this hair is so thick, I'm going to leave that for 5 to 6 seconds as opposed to the 3 to 5 seconds. And I think you guys would know by now that extensions do tend to hold hair a lot nicer than your natural hair. They've got like coatings and stuff on them like that. Just dropping my section. Is there anything in particular that I might be able to squeeze in with one of our models? I know myself and Heather are taking care of a fair bit of the styling today. So if there's anything that you guys have seen online or like would like to request to see, I can definitely see if I can make that happen for you guys. Yeah, at the moment, the technique is quite consistent, making sure that your flat wrap is wrapped quite tight. You're getting a consistent result. Even just looking at where that curl is sitting, where the highs and lows are sitting. So that is going to be my first wave, and then so on and so forth. Yeah, just making sure that your set is really consistent because that's where all the foundation begins. Making sure everything is set perfectly so when you do brush it out, it's less of a hassle to try and make everything work. Alright, so we've just gotten to the top of Taylor's hair now. So you guys can see that extension is quite to the front of her hair. But yeah, it's just really filled out that space, which makes me really happy. Get a fuller result now. And yeah, we're just going to flat wrap that again. Let it sit for 3 to 5 seconds. And then taking it out of the iron.
We've got a few more people. Elizabeth and Rebecca agreed. We want to see a ponytail.
Okay.
We got time for that.
You might have to do another pop-up for us,
Yeah.
Joseph.
I can do another pop-up for you guys.
Whoa!
Throw that out into the universe.
Do we need to change batteries? No? It's all good? Just have us back out?
Maybe when I get back from America.
What am I going to be doing? I'm going to be missing Joseph with all my events.
What was that?
When Joseph goes to America, who's going to do my hair?
Oh, that's true. Joseph, when'd you go? How long was you on holidays?
A week.
1 week. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I think the girls are just going to recap because both of their colours are ready, and then we can change over and swap the gimbals over.
Awesome.
Beautiful. Do you want me to take over?
Yep.
All right, beautiful. Let me. Thank you. We are just going to cross over to Emma. Whoa. This thing hates me sometimes, I swear. Okay, there we go. Let's go around. The pop-ups, Melissa, they are typically in our paid subscriber group.
So Casey's colour's been processing for about 15 minutes now, and that's how long the Adore colours need to process.
I feel like this is going to be one of your most exciting colours that you've ever had, Casey. It's been a while since you've had like a bright one, hey?
I know, I've been a bit bored.
Yeah,
this
you've
time,
been a bit
but-
blonde, haven't you?
Oh, it's boring.
Beautiful.
what we're going to do now is just take it to the basin. We're going to do one light shampoo. They recommend to shampoo with indoor colours, but I'm just going to do a really, really light one with the O&M shampoo because it's sulfate free. So we can come over to the
Elizabeth
basin
just
now.
asked about our neck weights. Can I just get you to
yeah.
that down again so I can show her?
Please.
So it's the Bob Duo neck weight. So there's two legs. One's a shorter leg and one's the extra long. We tend to like the extra long ones just because a lot of our clients have the super long hair and we can clip that back up like that.
They're very convenient.
Cool. And then I think as well we've got Beth's ready too. Alright. So can you give us a bit of a recap on your colour here?
So on Beth we did the melted roots and ends. So I took over from Mia once she finished and then we lightened up the rest of it. But what I've done is I've really separated the lightness to the pieces that I've left out, and then with the leftover colour that I've popped on the roots, I've just smudged that down just a touch, just to break through a little bit of that warm band in there.
I'm just going to clip in here. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I think it's just set differently to how I'm used to using it, so I can just get a shot of the back. So, Martika, can you just show us just that sectioning again now that I'm around here? How you've kept it separate?
So I've kept all my blonde pieces towards the middle, and then with my sections that I've left out, I went through with a little bit of the leftover root colour and I've just smudged it through. There was a little bit more of that warmer band. I've just smudged it through there. It's going to give it more variation as well.
Beautiful. Alright, what we might do now is we're just going to take a quick break. Michelle, I'm just going to go back over and show you guys the hashtags just before we go. We did leave one off, so we needed to put on Foil Me Foils. We forgot about Foil Me because we didn't actually have the box in front of me when I wrote them out. So that's all the hashtags. I've been seeing them all coming through, so that's been really cool. But I reckon we're going to take about how long a break do you guys reckon? 20 minutes? Yeah. Half an hour? Quarter past. So we'll take a 20-minute break. We'll be back at 1:15. Hello, we're back now. We're just finishing off Taylor's set with Joseph, so I'm going to head back over to him and then we'll be going over to the basin soon because I think the girls are up to toning. So Joseph, we'll let you just finish off Taylor then.
Oh, beautiful. So I've left this portion for you guys. So what I was talking about before, I think we briefly touched on it. I'll get you to come around just this way. Someone asked about what if I were to do my set going kind of over. This is the kind of result that we'd end up with. Because I've done it off the face this way, it goes towards the face this way. So yeah, and you guys can just see that it's fine to sit on the face, whereas this just sits further back. And I just find that to be a lot more flattering. So just throughout the back, we're doing the exact same technique that we were following before. So I'm just taking like 1-inch panels, and then just curling them all the exact same direction, making sure that we're getting a really, really consistent result. If you guys are just tuning in now, I prepped the hair with the Natalie Ann Blowout Balm as my heat protectant. And yeah, I've added in an extension piece to fill out the front portions of Taylor's hair. And yeah, we're just tonguing everything the exact same way. The result that we're going for now is something that's a little bit more fluffy, big, luxe.
Sexy hair.
Yeah, that kind of vibe.
Hi Natalie. Natalie's waving.
Hi.
So I see there that you've done a flat wrap.
Yes.
Rather than sometimes the hair can naturally get twisted.
Yeah.
So you're keeping it flat and really neat along the tong itself.
100%.
Hi Mandy.
I just find that gives it a more consistent result, and it distributes the heat throughout the hair a lot more even.
Sorry, I'm on your shoulder there.
It's alright. So I think...
Sorry, I'm saying hello to everyone.
That's alright.
Stop.
I think someone requested a pony before.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to have time for a pony. However, if you guys really want to see something more, get in touch with Mia and maybe we can organise like another pop-up with myself.
A pony pop-up?
Yeah, I'd be more than happy to show you guys. Anything that you guys like honestly want to see, I'm more than happy to share what I know with you guys. So yeah, just hit Mia up and I can try and work something out.
Are you getting the ends right on there?
Yep. I
So
like.
you're using your fingers to hold that.
Yeah, pretty much. My fingertips are pretty immune to heat for now. Yeah,
Like a chef's hand.
Yeah.
Chef's,
they just don't burn anymore. They burn, but I don't feel it and I don't
they're
care.
tough. They're tough.
Exactly.
I'm going to say hi to Rosa. I can see she's watching now. Say hi, Rosa.
Rosa.
Hello, Rosa.
Hello, Rose. Rosa, you should be here. You should totally be here.
That's how Mia and I met originally back many years ago.
Many, many years ago.
Hey, Samantha. So you're taking quite small sections there,
Yeah.
aren't you, Joseph?
100%.
How? Sorry.
So I like to take 1 inch sections, just
Yeah.
making sure, again, getting that distribution through the hair, so I don't need to overheat it. Letting that sit for 3 to 5 seconds, and then dropping my section.
Mia Rosa said next time for sure. Yay!
All right.
And so you're wrapping first, taking the hair underneath the tongue
Yep.
and around. Is there a reason for that?
Just consistency wise, around the front portion of the face, the only other way I could get it to sit a little bit differently and more over is if I were to redirect my whole body to sit in a different direction. So I could stand here and come around and do it that way, and that way the curl will be sitting off the face. But this is just a lot more user friendly, I guess.
Tatiana has said those curls are so stunning.
Thank
The
you.
hair's curling really well.
Yeah, so Taylor just has awesome hair. The girl got super lucky. I got super lucky as well.
Yeah.
I've been hairdressing for technically, I've been hairdressing my whole life. I've always known what I've wanted to do career-wise, but actually doing it took me a while to, I guess, mature and really, really push myself to be a bit more professional in that sense. I actually trialed for Mia when I was around 15 years old.
Oh, wow.
And all I wanted to do was hang out. I fangirled a little bit, and I didn't get the job, unfortunately, at the time.
Joseph was very distracting in the back room.
Yeah.
All he did was take selfies with the team.
Nothing's changed. But I get the thing that I took away from that was Mia was very personal and very kind, and she just let me know that what I needed to do was just mature, give myself time to
Wasn't it about
breathe
2
and
years
learn.
later?
Yeah. So I had finished high school with the thought in my head, I was like, I'm still going to be a hairdresser, I'm just waiting for the right time. I had done my pre-apprenticeship course via TAFE, and then I hit Mira up and I was like, hey, remember me? And then, yeah, next thing I know, I've signed up.
Do you know when you finish your apprenticeship, Joseph?
November 28th.
Actually, the 1st of December.
Is it?
Yeah, but it is.
Oh my goodness.
Not far.
Lucky we've had this conversation, otherwise the 28th of November would have been here and you'd have been like, Mia.
Yeah, something like that. Far out. But yeah, everything happens for a reason.
I think it was quite funny. I think I've been following Joseph on Instagram, and he'd had many offers from other salons, and every now and again I'd shoot him a message. I'd be like, dude, why don't you have an apprenticeship yet? And he's all like, oh, I'm just waiting for the right salon. So I had to laugh. I was just like, man, you're being picky. I would have just taken a job by now.
Yeah,
What's your Instagram, Joseph?
Hair by Joseph Jock. So my surname is spelled Jaque, and Joseph's pretty simple, I think. But yes, I've always wanted to be a hairdresser.
Joseph, is it okay if we leave you? And we're going to head over to the basement and talk to the girls there. Is that cool?
Beautiful.
Yep, come on down.
Okay.
See you guys soon.
Martika has been waiting very patiently. I've slowed her right down. She's like, can I start yet? I'm like, no.
So what have we got?
Okay,
So have you just shampooed?
Yes, 2 shampoos and towel dried the hair really well. I have 2 toners here that I'm going to apply. So firstly I have my mid toner, which you can see is probably just going to slightly blend my root colour just roughly in that area through there, and then I'm going to be taking my end colour through the ends.
And what colours have you mixed up?
A little bit of a mixture. So my mids is 8V in Matrix.
So an A-level violet.
Yes. I did 30 grams of that, and then 5 grams of 5565 and 3 grams 566. So the 5565 is a violet mahogany, and a 566 is an intense violet.
Right, wow.
So that's a little bit of a mixture, and then through my ends I've used 10V in Matrix again, and then only 3 grams of 5565 and 1 gram of 566.
So we more pastel on those
More
ends.
pastel, yeah. You can't expect to just put one toner all the way through that, and you know it's not going to do anything to the mids if you're not using anything strong enough. And then I want to have these still quite bright through the ends. So yeah, 2 different toners today.
So starting at the back to apply?
I usually do, just so I can actually see how the colour's developing before I get to the front.
I'm just going to pop over your shoulder.
All right.
So just emulsifying that through.
Yeah, she's got quite thick hair, so I really need to work that through. Just on that mid area. Because sometimes you're not quite sure if you have put enough reflect in there, especially with the 5565. I'm not sure, if I've got enough, but hopefully I do in my mid area. Because we do want it to be more of a dusty pink, but today, because she is quite a lot warmer, it will be more of a rosy pink.
Yeah. Come around and see
I'm
the other
going to
girls.
show you what the other girls are doing. What are we doing here?
So I'm just toning with 916, 943, and
So these are our
10.
baby lights.
Oh no, sorry, this is for the blonde.
For the
So
blonde,
on the
all
blonde,
over.
the blonde also has the same colour on. I've just popped 70 just slightly behind the first baby lights, just to tone them down just slightly. So
On the
it
root
blends-
area?
Yeah, so it blends into her natural, so that
Okay.
it's like a gradient from like the blonde to the dark brown. So the
And then, sorry, what was on the end?
so the ends is 916, so a level 9 ash violet, with 943, a level 9. Is 4 mahogany or red?
Copper.
Copper?
Copper.
Copper
Yeah.
gold, and then 10-1, which is just a level 10 ash.
So I'm really excited because things have started to go a little bit warmer in salon. I'm not an overtone ash fan, whereas I think the majority of my very young team are. So I'm really happy that I'm really happy that I've stocked up on all the incorrect toners because now everybody wants warm, but we've got a stack of these. But that's what I just think that warm tones are so much prettier, so much softer, so much more flattering as well. And then over here, Eliza. We can come on over to Eliza. So all I did on Eliza, we didn't actually show you any of this because it didn't need to be shown, is we've actually just popped in some scattered foils. So I've just really, really spaced them out just to break up her root colour. And then Heather's come through and she's popped on, was it 6 Natural? Yep. So a touch of 6 Natural on the roots, just bringing it down. Looks like it's still about there, yeah?
Yeah.
So about an inch down. And then through the ends, what have you mixed up for me?
I did 10V and then I say a good squeeze of 5565. I don't actually know how many grams I put in there.
So typically what we like to mix for our pinks is we use in the Weller, we always usually start with a level 10 natural and then we pop in the 5565. So that's like a hectic pink colour when we go through and do it.
So nice.
So this is going to stay on for about 10 minutes or so. We'll just watch it by eye. It might stay on for 20. We've got a question. What goes through your mind, things to consider when choosing toners? Work on the level that you're on. Typically, I would say that would be
such an
it.
important thing, I think.
Yeah, so I think there's no point putting a 10 level toner on an 8 level yellow base because the 10's not going to cut enough. Yeah, it's not going to cut through without that base. So Elisa said you guys mix a lot of ash with red, doesn't that cancel each other out, creating a neutral? It depends on what it is. So a lot of the time the ash might counteract the yellow that's underneath it, and then the pink will typically either slow it down or just stop it from overtoning.
I feel
So
like
it just gives it a little bit of something prettier and softer.
Are you talking about my toner?
Yeah, the
Is that my toner? So I find if I just put a straight ash onto someone, it's just going to go flat and yuck.
And grab.
So yeah, it's just going to grab super quick. So if I want like a nice creamy colour, I'll put warm in there, or even like a 973, which is a brown gold, if I don't want it to be too red. But it goes like a really pretty pinky, like creamy kind of a colour. So if I didn't put that in there, it would just be like a dull blue ash, which I don't want.
And I think that's knowing the brand that you're working with and experimenting and knowing what will work.
Definitely.
How long are we leaving the toners on?
For me, it's by eye. So
By
until
So it could
I'm
be
happy.
up to...
So
Could-
10,
could be
10
up to
minutes minimum, 20 minutes
Yeah.
maximum for
Okay.
Wella.
Yeah.
And then can we check back in with Martika and see what's happening on her roots there?
Yeah, so I've just applied my mid colour all the way through. I probably want my mids to at least sit on for 15. I want them to deepen slightly. But I will probably pop my end colour on now and melt it through, and then if I do need to, I might just take those very tips off if they do end up grabbing. But I'm not entirely sure as to what it's going to do yet. So
That's the gamble, isn't it? Don't walk away.
we've just got to watch it. But yeah, I want my mids to be something that sits on for the longest.
And is this timed the same? So it's typically minimum of 10, maximum of 20.
Yes.
So with the Wella toners, what tends to happen is that first 10 minutes is reflect only. So the first 5 minutes is half reflect. After 10 minutes, it's full reflect. At 15 minutes, it's half level, full reflect. At 20 minutes, it's full level, full reflect. So that's something that I had to learn when we moved across to Wella, because our old toners from the brand that we used to use was just like on and off, super fast, hardcore, overtone. So I like working with something that's a little bit slower, but it did actually wreak a lot of havoc for us when we first started using it, because we weren't used to that 20-minute toning time. We were used to a 2-minute toning time. So yeah, but it was one of those things that sort of like, a lot of people say that the longer you leave your toner in, the longer it will last. With our previous brand, I didn't really seem to find that it made a difference. All I knew is that the brand grabbed a stack. So it's nice to use like a little bit more controlled, a little bit slower. That's looking awesome, Martika.
Yeah, the mids are looking really good.
Really pretty. How much longer has your colour got there?
Probably maybe like a couple more minutes.
Couple more minutes. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to show you something with Eliza. Ooh, that's looking really, really good. Really pretty. So you can see we love doing our pinks in here. So we've just got just that really soft pink. I'm just going to let that cook on for that little bit longer. It looks like Heather's given me a timer for 7 more minutes. So I'm going to let that do 7 more minutes of goodness. And then I'm going to take that off. I'm going to talk to you guys about my new favourite product. So there was a question earlier about whether or not we use any plexus. So I'm going to cover that once this is ready. But I think, do we need to check in with Joseph again? Joseph, are you ready? Ready for some brushing out action?
Before I go down, just a quick question on toners, and what do you charge for each toner?
So we package a lot of our services together. So it just depends on whether or not you've pre-purchased a colour bundle from us, or whether or not you're on a membership plan, or whether or not you're going straight off the price list. So in all of our packages, you're included one toner. So that one toner is, effectively complimentary. It's bundled in on the price. For something, say we needed to do, a 2-part colour. So maybe with Eliza, what we would have done is we might have done a toner on top to counteract any gold or brightness, and then popped a pink over the top. So if we had to do a double toner is charged anywhere from $40 to $80, so depending on length. Or if we're doing a creative toner. So say if they were having, like unicorn toning or something like that, again, that'd probably start around the $70, $80 mark if you were having something different. So then on top of your blow dry or your haircut or something like that as well.
One last question from Will, Mia. Will you leave certain toners in certain areas for different times? So, for example, leaving the roots on for longer before applying to the ends. I think that's what we're sort of done down the end here.
Yeah.
isn't it?
So depending on what the hair needs and what level you're working on, for sure.
Okay, so we'll go down.
Go back down and see Joseph, and then I'll call you over when I need you.
All right.
Joseph, you've got 5 minutes.
You got 5.
5 minutes. Alright. This
So
is
you
the
finished all
exciting
the
bit.
curls?
This is the exciting bit. Yeah, I finished all my curls. I've let that sit for about 3 or so minutes. It's cool to touch. I'm really, really happy with how everything's sitting at the moment. So what we're going to do, just to break everything up, I'm going to go in with my wires part brush. So this one's really, really beautiful. It actually kind of massages the client's scalp when you use it. So it has 2 sets of bristles.
Yeah.
Or I don't know what you'd call them.
Yeah, bristles.
Bristles. So yeah, I'm just going to lightly brush all of Taylor's waves out, curls. They're not waves yet.
Come in on the other side.
Yep.
So out of your way.
No worries.
Samantha will post in the group all the details of the toners for you. And I'll ask again when we go up.
Alright. Just lightly brushing this out just to break the curls up. So for this look, I'm actually going to pull everything to the front. So I'm just going to set everything in its place for the moment. You guys can already see how pretty that looks.
It's gorgeous.
Thank you. But I think the problem with this is that it has no sustainability in there. So what we're actually going to do now is start manipulating with product, building up weight, building up structure. So the first thing that I'm actually going to do is I'm going to slick back this side. So I love using the Szechuan hair wax and this styling toothbrush that I've gotten from, I don't know how to pronounce the company name. It's like Yanneke.
Did you get it online?
Yeah, so this one is bought from Cherry Birch, Australia.
Where's your discount code, Cherry Birch?
I know.
So you've just put that at on the back of your hand?
Yeah,
And
so
you just dab that in?
whenever I need a little bit more product.
Wow, that looks great.
So this is just really going to help refine and sleek back that hair. Get all those baby hairs to lay a little bit flatter.
Donna said it looks stunning.
Thank you. And then just going in with a little bit of hairspray, something that's a little bit heavier. So the weight from the hair wax will actually give it a little bit more of that. It's a wax, so you can imagine how that feels on the hair. And then the hairspray will just set everything into its place.
Can I just have a look at that product, Joseph, and show everyone?
Sure.
So this is the wax that we used first. And we have the spray.
The Szechuan hairspray.
Sorry, I'm taking multi now.
That's alright. Alright, and then just going in with the Natalie Ann S2, so the Undone Perfection.
So that's the powder that you use to put the extensions in?
Yep, so it's super versatile, I guess. So I like to use it for most of my styling actually. I'm gonna part that very, very roughly throughout the back. I don't want it to look like a straight line.
Natalie's just asked, what do you do if a client whose hair stays quite curly even with brushing?
Yeah, so this is exactly what I'm gonna run through right now.
Oh, great.
So building up weight.
Come around.
So you guys can see already, I could definitely refine that and just pop some hairspray in it and let it to sit. But the reality is that's going to curl up. So what I like to do is break everything up, and I actually learnt this from Natalie Ann. So shout out to her. But basically you're just sprinkling product mid-length to end, massaging it in, distributing that product throughout, and then finding where the curves of the curl sits and start lightly just backcombing. So you guys can see that sits a lot more flatter.
Yeah. So it opens the curl up.
Definitely. Makes it a lot more like voluminous as well. So that's what I mean by having that hair that's a lot more big and luxe and pretty. Just bring that mid-length and massage that in. And then start teasing that. And then later on, that's when you can go in with your tail comb and start refining.
Melissa's just asked, if you don't want wave and you want curl, do you always do one curl one way and the curl and one curl the other way, or one subsection one way and next subsection the other way?
That's
Does
confusing.
that make sense?
Kinda, sorta. Are you just referring to having it
If you want
looking
it curlier.
curl? Yeah, you can definitely do it like the way you're thinking of. I don't think anything's really wrong, to be honest. Like, if that's the way you want to do hair, you go for it. But this is just the way I like to use this technique.
Different directional curl, I think, creates more movement, doesn't
Yeah.
it? And more beachiness in a
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, just depending on what look you're going for. I still want this to have the structure and the wave. You guys can see that that's still structured, but it's big and it's fluffy.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Thank you.
Jessica says, wow, looks beautiful work.
Thank you, Jessica.
So with those sections, how do you blend them together? Do you...
So yeah, I'm going to bring this all forward.
Ah, okay.
Sorry, Taylor, I'll actually get you to pop your head up for me. So I'm going to tuck that behind her ear. And now I'm just going to lightly run this over the top of everything. And really rake that through. And then I can go back in and redefine with a lot more teasing if I need to. I find that once is enough most times. But yeah, everything's just led up to opinion. What you're wanting to see, what result you're wanting to get. So I could easily brush all that out again and then go from underneath and make it look a lot more structured.
Yeah.
So-
Tegan said amazing.
Thank you, Tegan. Another thing I like to do is, there's a difference between having something look textured and big and then having it look really messy. So even through the top here, that's too messy for me. I need a little bit more structure. So I'm just going to smooth that down a little bit. I'm even go in with my comb.
How long would you allow for this style in the salon?
Honestly, my styling sessions are left for an hour and a half regardless how long it takes. So if I finish early, that's great. I can go ahead and help somebody else. But I definitely like to have that time to guarantee that my work's going to be top of the notch and I can give them the result they really, really want. So you guys can see that's looking really, really pretty.
Gorgeous.
Thank you.
Vicky says beautiful. Lots of compliments.
Thank you, Vicky. But yeah, you guys can even run that in there a little bit just to give it a little bit more shape. Like I said, there's a difference between having something that looks textured and big and fluffy, but then there's just chaos, mess and chaos.
Yes.
So finding the right balance through that makes a massive difference.
Everyone's loving love hearts.
Thank you,
Laura
thank you.
says, and we haven't even finished, absolutely beautiful. Samantha, gorgeous. She's
See?
giving you a round of applause.
You guys can see, this is the side that I lightly brushed out. This is just sticking. It's molded into one, and that's the biggest mistake I think people make. It's doing the curls, spraying with hairspray once, making sure it looks pretty. Your client goes outside in the wind, and it's rolling to one.
It goes into it.
And then you're looking on social media for photos of them, and the ones that you're finding, you're not reposting.
Definitely doing the back combing gives it that structure, doesn't it?
100%.
It gives it a foundation. Something
Yeah.
to sit in.
I'm just gonna lightly clip this up. Sorry. I'm being a little bit messy. Sorry about that, guys. But this is real life.
Is the hairspray that you're using, is that, oh yes, light and flexible?
Yeah.
Yep, look, it even says, I just went, look, is it in focus? Light and flexible.
So I'm going to do as I have been doing. Really just brushing that out. Giving it fluff and giving it a little bit of structure throughout the points. So you almost want to think of these points as your anchors. And then really, really giving them some kind of grit and hold.
Could you just turn her around slightly? So
Yep.
I can get on the other side and see a little bit more.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Alright.
Melissa's just asked if she was going out, would the hair still stay good? Hold on a minute. If it went to the back of the hair, or would the hair still look good if it went to the back of the hair of her hair, or is it just for a photo shoot?
No, you can definitely, it's a wearable look. The thing is with this, I think what a lot of people see on social media is extensions. Everything has so much extensions in it to the point where obviously it is that really beautiful luxe, beautiful hair. I've done a bit of a toned down version for Taylor because we're limited in time and adding in extensions. But I could definitely chuck in a full head of hair of Taylor's hair today and really get that humongous and big and fluffy, over dramatic, animated hair. But yeah, 100% it is wearable. I could do some to the back, I could do some to the front. My usual preference with styles like this is we want it to look really, really big and animated towards the face. So I do tend to like to leave it a little bit more to the front. But if I wanted to, I could very well leave this whole side to the front and then have the whole back be my waves.
Depends,
So-
I guess, how the client wants to wear it. If I want to
Exactly.
wear both hair, like have a lot of hair at the front, like I'll bring it to the front. It really, you have to know which part you want to come, whether it will be that side or this side.
Yeah. Even like
We
knowing
have
what your
habits.
client's wearing.
Yeah, I think each client has a habit of how
They bring their hair
brush
front,
their hair. I know I naturally just use one, bring mine to one side, so it's how they feel comfortable too. So how much would you charge for this, Joseph, for an hour and a half?
Yeah, so all my styling with me is 110.
Megan's, oh, that's lovely. I'm already looking forward to watching this whole video again.
Aww.
While Joseph's combing out, I'm going to step in a tiny bit with you saying that. So if you have registered with us for this seminar, we will give you, the reason why we're asking for your details is because we will give you access to this video on our website. So it will be a lifetime access to our to the videos, and you'll get an email when we've uploaded it. So we also post with class notes, a certificate, all the photos from today, so that you can watch it as many times and whenever you like. So you can watch it again and again, or start at different points.
Joseph, that's looking awesome.
Thank
It's
you.
amazing, isn't it?
I'm just checking in. How much longer do I have before delivery?
Ideally, I'd like at least 10 minutes just to polish everything.
Not 10 minutes, man. I'll stop writing my notes as fast. And I've got 10 minutes.
Joseph, how was the hair prepped? Was the hair freshly washed today or yesterday?
Yesterday.
Yesterday.
So
and
Taylor-
do you ask your clients?
I don't have to ask Taylor anymore, she just
She
knows.
knows.
My
But,
hair
yeah.
is not really that oily, so even if I were to wash it 2 days, you have to know your hair, I guess, but you also, if you're not a regular client, you do have to tell your client to wash their hair prior.
Yeah, so yeah, Taylor's well trained.
Well trained,
Taylor
definitely.
knows.
Sometimes I think if I were to wash my hair this morning, it would be way too soft
Yeah.
with a lot of like conditioner.
once I'm getting to this top section, I'm going to loosely do it. I'm just going to quickly powder all the ends. I'm super generous with my product. More is more is what I like to say. It's not good for me, but it's good for me.
I was going to say,
that's
you the
why I'm
culprit?
poor. That's why I don't have a private handbag.
I am the culprit. I can't deny it.
You just got a few love hearts.
Hey,
I did get this though. This is a really pointless purchase. So one thing that I really like about Secret Box is it has allowed me to buy more bags. So I had to buy this really nice Killer Remark bag, literally just to store all of my phone chargers, because now I have something like 6 or 7 phones. So 3 of them are Secret Box phones, one of them is my phone, and another one is purely for children and games. So I've kept all of my things in this. So thank you, Secret Box, for allowing the handbag habit to grow and flourish. Yeah. I don't know, I didn't really need this, but I wanted it.
Right. Now that we've gotten almost to literally the last section, so this, I'm going to really enforce a lot of height in here, and then I'll almost tone this down. So what I'm going to use, I'm actually really, preference, obviously everyone's different. For me, I like this better for teasing. This one is like definitely more this kind of style for me. Really, they're just different. I've gotten really used to using this one. Yeah, so this one definitely is more of your extra teasing comb. This one is really beautiful to like openly tease.
What brand are those combs?
So this one is Natalie Ann, and then this one is YS Park. So yeah, but I couldn't live without this comb. I love the rake in the end. You'll see once I finish here, I'm gonna really rake everything out and give it the structure.
So we have Lauren's watching. She's just had surgery and recovering.
Aww.
So she's a bit of a dedicated little one, isn't she?
Wishing you a speedy recovery.
We hope you're okay.
Yeah.
Get well soon.
Yeah.
Alright. So I'm literally placing this right on her root and really enforcing that texture through there. Taking diagonal sections, because if you can imagine how the hair actually sits, then it's going to fall that way. So that's going to give it the most height and the most support.
And the powder, can you tell us what that is again? You just had another
So
question.
that is just the Natalie Ann S2, so Undone Perfection. You can very well use the S1, which is a bit of a milder blend in my opinion. Alright, so I've definitely got my height through there now. Alright, and then this is the last section that actually just needs to be powdered again.
My hair, full of texture powder, it feels really textury, and it should stay like that because that's what's going to make it last for the rest of the night. If your hair's too soft, it's just going to separate and pretty much like
Go into sausage curls. I
Yeah.
call them sausage curls.
I'm going to pull that all to the front now. So this is looking a little bit crazy. I might actually push Taylor over just so I have a mirror to work with. Alright, cool. So even looking now in the mirror, I can still see all my shape, where everything is going to sit. Beautiful. So I'm going to start by refining my top bit.
And you're using the little prongs at the end of
The
your
little
line.
prongs of the NA rake comb. I might actually pop a little bit more support in there. So just a little bit more powder through the front. Massage that in. And through the front, I'm just going to really tease everything down. Pop that back up. And then refine again.
Elizabeth just said, we're seeing lots of likes coming through, and she just said, my 3-year-old is going to town on the likes.
Thank you. So I'm going to really start refining everything now. So just giving it a really light brush through with the prongs.
So starting at the bottom?
Starting at the bottom, I find that's where I mostly want to have the refined pieces. I could, very well start at the top, start refining that. But it's really, really loose. I'm not digging the comb in there. I'm literally just gliding over the top.
So it's keeping the back comb?
Yeah. Keeping it in just enough. It's brushing out the surface layer is what it is.
Can I interrupt quickly and just ask? This is a very important question.
Yes.
Do you know where the blue tack is?
I have no idea where the
Have you seen
looking
it?
for it.
You were looking for it. Alright. I'll
I was
go.
asking Lee.
I'll go look for it again. Lee's gone home sick, so he's probably here now. I'll track it down. Can't be far away.
Right. I'm going to start refining with a little bit of hairspray now. Just working from the top down. So yeah, I like to switch it up. You see, I brush out the bottom and then I'll go in and start refining the top.
See that movement?
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
What I even like to do sometimes, I'll grab my hairspray, spray that peak, and I'm going to really, really refine that and really start molding it myself. So I'll literally hold my finger here until that product dries. Just so I can have that peak be a little bit more dramatic. And then once you've got all those little fluffy bits, I'll go in again and start using the shape of the bottle to start cementing that product in. So I think that shape is beautiful.
Beautiful, yeah. Definitely.
Shapes her face. I think a lot of the time what this does is enhances cheekbones, which is obviously what we want. We love cheekbones. Alright, I'm going to give this a light spray on the mids and ends. Light. My light spray to everyone else's light spray. Start refining that.
We just have a question. I've just called Mia over here. Do we still use the barber section?
The barbers are long gone. So we had two barbers. Danny is now living a good life in Malta.
Oh, no,
and he does have his own barbershop over there called The Blind Barber. And Johnny, gosh, how long has it been since Johnny?
A little bit, like a year and a half or so?
Year and a half, yeah. So I think we were perhaps too far ahead of the trend, which is something that I like to pride myself on, is being with the trends. But I think with the barbershop, I was possibly a good 2 years too soon. So yeah, no, there's no more barbershop. I cut downstairs now. That's my spot.
That's your
and it's actually becoming a part of a gift store as well. So we can go and check that out a little bit later too. So I'm gonna go back. I found the blue tack.
Mia, she found the blue
It was in the drawer that the blue tack lives in. So it's good to know. Good to know it went back to where it's supposed to be.
Just going to show everyone the spray, because so many people ask what the spray is. So, light and flexible.
Sorry, I'm going to really go in and start refining now.
Emerson's just asked, Joseph, would it drop really easy now that you have brushed it out so much?
Not at all.
Because you've got the foundation of the back combing,
Yeah.
that holds the curl in.
If I could get you guys to literally feel Taylor's hair at the moment.
It's cement.
Yeah.
Like I could lift that. Look, it's not moving. It's staying together.
And that's what the back combing does, doesn't
Yeah.
it? It just keeps it.
It's all about, creating that support.
Joseph did my hair for my launch party at like 9 o'clock, and it was like started at 6 in the night. So you could imagine it was still perfect.
Oh, wow.
Still perfect.
Kayla's a little bit of a last minute booker.
Yes.
Crazy
And that's
life.
the only
I
time
just
you
don't
can-
know when events come up. I'm like, oh, Joseph, I need you now.
While Joseph's doing that, I'm going to quickly pan to right next to me here. These are all our hashtags and, well, oh, sorry. Oh, no, something's happening, sorry. Our gimbal's just gone a bit crazy. Sorry. Yay, okay. We just had a little technical breakdown.
It happens every time.
So we've got all the people to tag and the hashtag to use. So we have a little competition running. If you post a picture of yourself watching our education, we have quite a few birthday prizes to win. And you've got 48 hours. So if you're watching it tomorrow or tonight, you've got 48 hours to post, and we'll start announcing the winners in this group later on tomorrow night. I think that's when Mia's going to do that.
More powder, because
More powder because you like the powder. How many bottles of that do you go through a week?
honestly, it lasts me a long, long time. Yeah, so this, it looks the exact same from when I actually started using it.
Wow, so pretty.
Thank you.
You look very glam. I'm still
Yeah.
I still haven't not used to you with it so blonde.
Blonde, yeah, me
Yeah.
neither sometimes. On my Facebook, it popped up from this time last year when
Yeah.
we did this, and
It is
how dark
gorgeous.
my hair was. Yeah.
And it's nice to see it bigger, more air in your hair. I think how long have you got, Joseph?
I'm just about to wrap up.
Just about done? Alright, no worries. I will go over to the basin and I'll get ready.
Does anyone have any last minute questions for Joseph? Mia's keen to.
I'm ready
pull
to
us
go.
over. She's ready to go.
I could honestly play and fiddle for ages, guys.
Joseph, after this, we've got a fun new job for you as well.
Oh, love that.
I think we'll get you started on crimping Casey for us too,
Cool.
please. Thank you. I love it.
Thank you.
Teresa's just said, stunning, turn her red, and it's Jessica Rabbit. Can you do a recap on brushing it out, please, Joseph?
Yeah, so what I've done to start off with breaking up the curl, I've just gone in with my YS Park comb. So that is just that one.
Brush.
Yeah, so I've just, broken up the curl like I said, and then I've gone through piece by piece, taking decent amounts of sections and really saturated them with the Natalie Ann ST powder. And then I've lightly back combed with the Natalie Ann Tease Me comb, really getting that air through it, teasing it back, putting in anchor points to support it. So that's mainly what I've done, and then later on I've just gone in with my prong and lightly dusted over everything, making sure that the top layer looks really, really seamless, and then added more powder, and then refined with Szechuan medium hold, light hold hairspray.
Someone's just asked how long you've been hairdressing for, so we were talking about that earlier.
Yeah.
Your whole life.
Yeah, I've always wanted to be a hairdresser. Ever since I was little, I've just always played with hair. It's my thing. But professionally, I'm still an apprentice, so I'll finish up my apprenticeship, I think, December 1st, Mia said. So yeah,
And styling's your thing.
I love styling. Yeah, so I guess that's how I fell in love with hairdressing.
And you are here on your days off, doing your Instagram
Yeah.
hits, practicing,
Staying
testing.
hungry. That's the goal, I guess.
It doesn't happen
Keep on keeping on.
all the time. It doesn't happen by just winging it, does it?
No. I genuinely really love what I do.
I'm just going to take a...
That's alright. I'm just gonna finish polishing this up, but for the most part, we are done.
Yay! Melissa said your work is amazing.
Thank you, Melissa.
Laura said you're amazing.
Thank you, Laura.
Joseph is amazing. He is. Oh, I've got a new t-shirt too. Look, New York. That is where you're going to be
Yeah.
in how many days?
A week, 7
In
days.
1 week. So we're going to be down on Joseph for 5 weeks, man.
Oh my
It's
god!
going to be
What
crazy.
are you gonna do?
Yeah, everyone's going to be walking out of here with like shit waves.
Oh.
Come on, tell your face.
Alyssa, I'll just pan and show you the back.
This way, this way. All right, so. Whoa, we've got some excitement and action happening over here. What are you guys doing? What are you popping on?
Well, we're doing
A cocktail.
Yeah.
So let's be honest and let's tell them what happened. We didn't like the colour on the ends.
No,
They
the
did a
colour
little
on the
bit
ends,
more.
because her ends were a bit porous. They soaked it up, but when you rinsed it out, it just dropped it out.
What is that? It looks really cool.
Well, first we did lilac in milkshake, then red in
And that toned it, didn't it? So the lilac toned it. So we're like, oh, we don't want this.
and then conditioner, and then I'm not sure what we put on here. This is a bit of a
This is a prayer that we're putting on here, isn't it?
Her hair just needs to soak it up and hold it.
Good part about being live, I think. We're real.
Well, it's what happens in salon, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
what happens every day. All right, well, back to me now. It's my birthday. I want to talk. So, no. All right, so this is the bit where I'm going to get really excited. So you know how Joseph is like pumped for styling? I'm actually really pumped for my next treatment that I'm going to show you guys. So what I want you to see, this is Eliza's toner. I've actually got shampoo in that there. So I'm just going to finish shampooing her because this is where we're going to talk about what we use instead of a Plex. So we've actually just started using a product called K Hair Pep. So it is very similar to a Plex in that everything you do with a Plex you can do with the K Hair Peptide, but the K Hair Pep does it in 4 minutes. So I finished shampooing here. I'm just going to rinse this out.
We have some K Hair Pep to win, don't we?
We've got,
is
we
it
actually
10
have like
packs?
10 packs of it to give away. So hopefully I win 9 and someone else can have 1. So I am loving this stuff. The team is loving this stuff. And it's just really amazing. And it's one of those things where I sort of think it's not very well known. So I think if you guys have been a member with us from way back, you'll actually know that Stevie English is a massive fan. I think we got onto it again via Carl and Belinda Keeley. So they're obsessed with it down in Melbourne. I'm just going to finish rinsing this out and then I'm going to take you through. So what it actually is, it's a leave-in treatment, so we don't actually have to rinse it out. So I've got 4 minutes to explain to you all the things I love about it. So if you saw me sitting down earlier, I was actually writing my notes because it's a little bit technical. I'm not really into the sciencey part of hairdressing. I like the fun part of hairdressing. But I've rinsed that all out now. I'm going to give that a really good squeeze and a towel dry.
Justin has said K Hair Pep is the best. He's used it for a year and it's amazing.
It is the bomb. I think it's probably one of the hairdressing industry's best kept secrets. So I think it's one of the things that I'm really excited to tell you guys about today because I'm guessing that the majority of you probably don't know what it is. So I'm going to give that a really good towel dry there.
And if we've got any questions that you can't answer, we also, like if anyone has any questions about it, we do have Jane
I can get you onto Jane and
she's in the group, so you can ask her some questions as well.
Beautiful. Let's just give this a really good towel dry. So I'm actually leaving that quite raw. You can see, I mean, it's not super tangly. Eliza's had a haircut, so her hair's not too bad. But you can see it's not, there's no conditioner on it. Nothing at all. All right, Eliza, I'm going to get you to pop on over. We're going to walk on over to your seat now. So, wrong seat, this one over here. Sorry, this one here. Perfect. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just get a bit of towel how dry. So there's two different types of the K haircut. There's one of them back at the basin. It's been stolen off my trolley. Yep, can I have that? Thank you. That's all right. All right, so there's two. Basically, it's the same thing. You've got a spray and then you've got a mask. So this is a serum and this is the mask. On fine hair, you'd probably use the serum. We are obsessed with the mask in here. So the mask gives that really nice, beautiful and cosmetic feel to the hair, which is what I think we as hairdressers love, but it's what our clients love even more. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to spray the serum in at the roots. So just a quick spray. So you can actually pop this spray in prior to starting your colour service as well. I'm just going to spray that in. Sorry, Eliza, that was so in your face just then. So I'm going to spray that in. And then I'm going to come through, and with the mask, what you want to do is you want to do 3 pumps. So one application is 3 pumps. But what I would say is start off with 1 pump first. So that's one section. Going to come through. This little Eliza's hair down there. And I'm just going to milk that in through there. And then I'm going to do a second pump. And I'm going to milk that in through there. And then I'm going to do my 3rd pump.
Chantel's just asked, are we comparing this to a Flex product?
I don't think there is a comparison myself.
Okay. So she just wanted to ask what your opinion is on a Plex product.
We haven't used a Plex in salon for over possibly 3.5 years for many reasons. And it's taken me a really, really long time to find something as a replacement that I love, and I've finally found it. So I'm so happy. So I guess this is where we'll go over here to my beautiful, messy, scribbly notes. Don't focus on them, they're just for me. So, hi, back to me.
Sorry.
No, you can't read that, it's scroll, it's just for me, so I stay on track. So basically, K-Hair Pep, Plex or Peptide. So basically, you can do everything that you can do with the Plex, you can do with K-Hair Peptide. Michelle's laughing at me now. What's the difference? So a Plex needs 2 steps. I hate 2 steps. Basically with the Plex, you need to pop it in your colour, as well as you need to have 20 minutes downtime at the basin. With the K-Hair Pep, it's 4 minutes. So what you would do before you'd start your colour application, so say if our client was sitting at the table, we would spray it in. Then I'd go and I'd take a leisurely stroll out the back for 4 minutes. After 4 minutes, it's worked its magic. I'm good to colour over the top of it. I don't add anything into my colour, anything into my bleach. So, which also means I don't have to up my development. So that was something that I found with the Plexes that was really confusing, especially when it was very, very new. All of my blondes were very yellow. Things weren't developing quite the way I was used to them developing. I also always had it in the back of my mind that I'd gone hairdressing for about 20-something years without ever needing a Plex. So that was another issue that I sort of wrestled with myself with. But more so for me, it was that clients didn't quite understand what a Plex was. They thought that it was a license to go wild, and that if I have black hair and use a Plex in my hair today, I can be blonde overnight. So I really struggled with how Plexes were marketed incorrectly, I feel. So Plexes were more for adding strength to the hair, whereas people were thinking that it was going to make you go, from black to blonde. Plexes affect the development time. So you had to bump up your developer. Sometimes I found that I needed to leave my colours on for 20 minutes longer, which drove me nuts. And then I hated that downtime at the basin as well. That really, really killed me. And also it didn't work with our appointment book. We do 1-hour appointments. So adding that 20 minutes at the basin threw the day into total chaos. It meant that everything was then pushed back 20 minutes. So what I love about the K-Hair Pep is that it's 4 minutes development time. So hopefully by the time I finished reading all of this to you, I should be able to comb that out. So Plexes need 2 steps and they need to be mixed, and the development time is. K-Hair Pep is a leave-in treatment, so there's no rinsing out, which means that frees up my basin. Everything that you do with the Plex, you can do with the peptide. This is probably one of the biggest things. Neither a Plex or a peptide are a license to exceed the boundaries of good colouring. And I found that there are many local salons that love a Plex, and what we were finding was that they'd be going to another salon, they'd be pushing the hair much further than what it needed to go, or much further than what it should go in one colour service, and the clients weren't actually using their step 3 at home. So something that I didn't realise was that a Plex actually washes out of the hair, whereas the peptide penetrates a lot deeper into the hair, which means that it doesn't wash out. I think a Plex on average is maybe about 2 shampoos, I think I was told. I actually never knew that. Whereas the peptide will only rinse out, or will only can only sort of leave the hair if you do another chemical service. So that's another thing that I really loved about it. I guess, yeah, so this is the hard bit. This is the bit that I can never remember because I don't like sciencey things. But peptides, Plex and the peptides, they work on the same level. So their primary action is at the level of the disulfide bond. So if you can think back to perming, which I can't, even though I'm coming back, I don't want to know about it. But it's all about sort of like, you know, the bonds and restructuring the hair. Whereas the K peptide actually goes in deeper, which is why it doesn't wash out. It can only come out with another chemical service. Another thing is that what I like about it is that it's really simple. So it's only there's like 2 services that you can do with it. So it's basically the pre-service, popping it in before your colour, or the leave-in treatment. So but it's really just one product. There's 2 products in the range. So
you don't need to wash this out now?
Nope. So just the spray and serum and then the mask. What you can actually do is you can send your client home with the little ones. What I like about this as well is that they're in the perfect sample sizes. So each one of these is a mask themselves. So what you would recommend for your client to do is, so they've had it done in salon on the day, then the next 4 times they shampoo their hair, they would use that at home. What will happen after that is they'll probably see about a 41% increase in strength in the hair. And if they're blonde, they'll end up with like a massive amount of shine. There's no additional time in the service, so 4 minutes. I love that it's 4 minutes because I don't have all day to be stuffing around, and I don't have, I've only got 5 basins and I've got like 15 staff, so we can't afford to have someone taking up a seat at the basin for that long either. The K18, like I said, it doesn't wash out, it's only affected by a chemical service, and the maintenance is periodical. So once it's in the hair, unless you do another chemical service, it's going to stay in the hair. So hopefully that's been my 4 minutes now, and I should be able to comb this out really easily.
How much do you charge in salon for something like that?
So at the moment we're doing it complimentary because I love it that much. I want everybody to have it. What we'd probably be doing on it then is say either $15 to $30 depending on hair length. So we'd charge say like for 1 application, so the 3 pumps, we'd go somewhere between like say 15 to 25. If it was longer hair, we'd up it a little bit more. If they were taking the K hair pack home with them, we could do it for 50 then. So, but this is just what blows me out about it though, is so you saw how tangled that was, and now I can just comb that out. So 4 minutes, and Eliza's got long hair too.
And where do we purchase hair pack from?
So they're based down in Melbourne. I've got all the details, so I'll definitely share them in the group. But this is like, if you want to win a prize today, this is the one that I'm really obsessed with.
All our to give away. And while we're talking on that, someone's just asked, where do we post them? So Instagram and Facebook.
And just use the hashtag Secret Box
Hashtag
and tag us all.
Tagging everyone else.
So that is all combed out now. What are you guys doing over there?
We're scrimping, but I was just deciding, do you want it to part like that or further? Or?
I don't mind, it's entirely up to you. We've got a flower crown for Casey.
Alright.
So yeah.
Can we have a quick peek at that colour?
Yeah, of course. I'll just finish combing out. Yeah, go for it.
I'm just going to do a quick spin around because this is looking great.
Well, Taylor's finished, by the way, so if you wanted to track her down,
Have another look.
have a proper look.
Beautiful.
Just going to come actually around because that sun's playing.
Yeah, if you come around here. So you can see with the Adore colours, they're a little bit punchier, but then because I've pasteurised it, it's still got that rich depth, but it's soft still.
And it's exactly the same as what you painted on that piece of paper.
Yep.
Love it.
But yeah, there's the colour.
And what are you doing style-wise here?
We're just going to be crimping, so
Yay.
bring it back and make it a little bit more funky.
What crimper do you use?
GHD. So yeah, like I said before, heat-wise, GHD is probably the way to go. So I think last time we had done this class, Mia wanted it crimped and we crimped it, but we never pushed it out. So that just like haunts Mia. So that's why we're doing this again.
We're doing the
Yeah.
remix version.
Making it a little bit better, hey? if we can bring Taylor up. Do you want to?
Can we have Taylor?
I think she's taking some selfies, which I'm not mad at.
She's probably already got pictures on her Instagram.
She probably does.
Yes, please.
So this is my finished look on Taylor, all refined. Sorry, she's just coming around.
Do you want to shoot Taylor outside? Are you going to take her to shoot outside?
This is the finished look.
Yay, it's gorgeous. Thank you.
No worries.
Are you able to shoot? My phone is just down there somewhere, I think.
So where are we off to now, Mia?
I think Emma's going to take you for a bit of a photo shoot with Taylor, yeah?
Oh.
And then Patricia's going to come back and she's going to style Nadine, who had the baby lights. I think she's just finishing up her makeup, so they're almost ready now. But if you want to just quickly go with Emma and Taylor for a quick photo shoot, and then we will we'll come back for Patricia.
Okay,
So,
and
yeah.
Tara will
Emma's
answer
actually
your
going
question
to do it.
shortly.
Oh, Emma's going to do it?
I'll
Okay.
grab
I'm gonna do
Over to Emma.
Alright. Hey guys!
Hi guys.
So we're going to be taking photos against the pink wall.
Actually, can we take photos with our new wall? Yeah, let's do it with our new wall. You can
I
even
got
have
some
a
already
look for our
taken
birthday.
for you.
I'm just coming to see your photo. All I want not in my photo is I don't want it to go above that. So this is one of the pains of my life, is that this is actually a second entry to the salon, which is where we store our garbage bin. So our front of our shop has 2 sets of doors just to make life painful. So I hate this area of the salon. I'm forever trying to cover it up. So don't know why I'm drawing focus to it right now.
Yeah,
So
I'm just hiding it now.
no, show it to
I
them.
do
This is the
that
thing.
too.
I hate it. There's many things that I changed about my salon on the weekend. I'm yet to get to that. So yeah. So if you can just take them and make sure that that's not cropped in. Taylor, you can have a balloon and have a fun day because it's a party day today. Yeah. See, that's really cute. So I think a massive thing that I love to do. Oh, look at you, so beautiful. I love doing content creation. So many spaces in the salon are made just for taking photos because Instagram is such a massive part of my business and a huge reason as to why I guess the salon and the Secret Fox have been so successful. Shall we hop on over to our other wall now? So we had these 2 custom made. It was actually quite funny. If you watched us with Pete last week, I'll get this out of the way.
Showing the little setup
Yeah.
that you've had.
So we were looking to get, so I've thrown out, I don't know if you guys remember, I used to have a pop-up Fox banner which has just died. So we got Hayley from 6 Underground to design these for us and we've got them printed up. So I'm loving my new photo areas in the salon. Oh, look. And the thing that's really funny is that now they actually look like our Instagram tiles.
Yes, they
Yeah,
do.
I'm just like, oh my God, it just happened in real life before my eyes. I'm so freaked out and I'm so happy I spent the money because it was expensive to do. So I guess that was another thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about as well, is that to create this much content, everyone always messages me and says, what apps do you use? Or, what little app do you use to make your photos like that? I don't use an app, I employ a graphic designer. So I work with Hayley from 6 Underground and she makes all of them for me. I just love having hot chicks as clients because we get photos like this. It's so good. All right. Are we going to head up and see Taylor? Not Taylor, we're with Taylor. Heather and Nadine. So we'll go upstairs to them.
So Tay just asked who did the backboards for you. So it was Hayley designed
Well,
them.
there's a long story. So Hayley designed them, but they were tiny. So if you actually get up close, you can actually see, because we've blown it up so big, it's super pixelated. But pixelated is a thing, so it's okay. There's actually apps now that do pixelation. So, because I have so many friends and so many people that like me and want to do me favours, we sent the original small picture to Andre, who then blew it up,
10% at a time.
10% at a time until we could get it.
Andre's our photographer. Hey.
We love Andre. So, like, it's really funny. I don't know if you guys know how Andre came to be on the Secret Fox team, but when we shot Hayley, actually, Christy and my business coach at the time, Larissa, wanted us to do photos, and I was really cranky because I'm the photographer. So I was just like, fine, we'll find someone. So we literally just threw it out to Facebook, and I was just like, I need a photographer to come and shoot our seminars. And I think a couple of people had actually suggested Andre. So I shot. Did you message me or did I message you?
I messaged you. It came up on my feed. Someone had.
Yeah, someone randomly tagged you, and then so I was just like, oh yeah, do you want to do this thing? I really didn't want a photographer. And then look now I've made a best friend for life. Andre comes to Andre gets dragged around Australia. I don't think he's ever met and spent so much time with hairdressers up until now, but he fucking loves it, so it's okay. And he loves it when I'm just like, Andre, can you blow up my picture?
And random jobs like this.
Yeah, and then also he's the one that's, I don't know if you've noticed, but our sound quality is getting better and better. And when I laugh really loud today, the microphone hasn't cut out because we're onto it. He's our tech guy. So Lee's our IT guy, Michelle's our IT wizard, and Andre is our...
Everything.
He's just the man. I think he was also a rapper in a past life, but he doesn't like to talk about that. Alright, I'm going to leave you with Heather now. I'm going to take Eliza downstairs to blow dry. Can I get you come down?
Hey, Heather.
So what I'm doing here is just pretty simple but amazing waves. So what I'm doing is actually like easiest thing ever. I'm just doing a flat curl, I guess, and leaving the ends a little bit straighter just to give it a little bit of texture.
So you're using an iron to do this?
Yeah, GHD. Best things ever. Just pulling it straight down as well, not pulling it out, just to not create any volume this way. Because I find with shorter hair and this amount of hair,
You don't want it round.
you don't want it round, and so many people like stuff it up with bobs, and I just think it looks so ugly.
So is that all I can see is off the face that you're starting?
Yeah, so they're all coming off the face. I don't ever do them on the face because it's just it doesn't sit nice.
Everyone usually wants to see.
Yeah.
Not having
Not have it.
videos.
Yeah, have it on your forehead.
And did you use any product to prep?
Nope. I'm simple. Not like Joseph. Crazy amount of product. Little. No, I love it. I'm just not like that.
And that's what makes people different and clients like different things as well.
Exactly.
They'll go to Joseph if they like his style, and you if they like your style as well.
Yeah, exactly. We have so many different eyes in here, so it's good. We kind of know what client is who's in here, especially if we're not confident in something. We have a lot of people.
So this is just going to be a nice, loose, textured curl.
Yes.
I love the way Heather does her waves, so I wanted her to do this one in particular. Especially your short hair waves. I find sometimes that short hair waves can be a little bit awkward. So
Yeah.
people either get that really weird
Big
koala ear wing nut thing going on. So yeah, I really liked that. God, your baby lights are beautiful. Didn't need much your hair, did it?
No.
So it's literally
It's
just
so nice.
just the face framing foils by Patricia, and then just a toner. I'm just gonna grab the backgrounds.
Nice and soft.
So we've just been asked, did you do anything except the six framing foils? So we did tone.
Yeah, I think
here as well.
Emma may have slightly
She did do a cleanse.
yeah,
Yeah.
just to cleanse the ends, just to make them a little bit brighter. I'm not 100% sure on what she used. It was probably powder and 20, possibly.
Is that gone again?
Sorry.
It's alive again.
Just wants to look at got it.
Same thing. Yeah. So with the cleanse, I'll be honest, the cleanse is one of those things that's killing me. We talk about the cleansers at staff meetings. So we never did cleansers up until 6 months ago. And now all of a sudden everybody is going through at the basin and mixing up a mix of powder, bleach, powder and anywhere from 1.9% to 20 vol and running it through the ends of the basin. So one, I'm concerned about the ends, but it's okay because we're using Cohair Pep now. But I was more so what I'm concerned about is the amount of powder lightning we're going through, and that they're forgetting to charge for it. So we'll be discussing this tomorrow in the team meeting because I saw lots and lots and lots of cleansers happening last week, and I didn't see as many cleansers going through the computer system.
So a cleanse is basically
a bleach bath.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Basin balayage.
Basin balayage.
That sounds really good.
It sounds good when you call it basin balayage, and I would like us to charge for a basin balayage
And
too.
how long do you leave the cleanse on for the basin balayage?
Probably like
I don't do
quite
it. I
high.
can't answer this question.
It just depends, but it's normally just to budge, like if a client is using like say shit product at home, like fudge or something like that, and it leaves that greeny kind of residue on the hair, it just brightens it up and makes
And you
it
can see
fresher.
that on the ends.
Yeah, because if we did put a toner over that, it wouldn't be as fresh.
And how much do you normally charge for that?
Well,
Or how much are you supposed to charge?
we're
for it?
supposed to charge, I think, 20 to 50 depending on the hair type, obviously.
And how much you've mixed up.
What was that?
And how much you've mixed up.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, but more than likely, probably more than less, because all of our clients have so much hair and want to be white blonde.
Melissa's just asked what's the mixture. Is there a certain mixture as such?
Like ratio?
Like ratio, yeah.
I like mine a little bit thicker, only because I find if the hair is a little bit more damp, it can run, and I don't want it to bleed anywhere. So I have mine a bit thicker, but I think Emma and a few of the other girls, they like theirs like 1 to 4, even a little bit runnier than that. But yeah, I just like to quickly put mine on and take it off. Just a bit bad, but it works.
And you just emulsify it through the ends?
Yep.
Like a shampoo?
Yeah, well, yeah, just pop it on and just milk it through and just leave it. Yeah.
We've just had a question here. Did you cleanse only on foils or all of the ends?
All of the ends, yeah, just for like 2 minutes.
Okay. And it has picked up the colour a little bit, hasn't it? Like
Yeah,
it looks
definitely.
quite fresh.
Yeah, Nadine gets her colour done like every 8 weeks, but she only like every 4 weeks or 8 weeks she gets a toner in between. So like it can be a little bit flat, I guess. So you can even if you don't want to do a proper colour, don't think that your client needs proper colour, you can just do a cleanse at the basin and a good tone.
And what's your plan here? How are we brushing out?
I brush out with the Denman.
Okay.
I have one in here. I'll have to find one after. But yeah, I brush majority of my stuff out with a Denman. I don't like use any fancy brushes or anything like that.
How long have you been here at the Fox and the Hair?
I've been here for I think 2 years now.
Okay.
So I was working in a different salon prior to being in here the majority of my apprenticeship, and then yeah, been here 2 years now and I love it. Can't imagine not being here. We're like literally like family. Mia is really good to us.
And would today normally be your day off?
Yes. Yeah. Sunday, Monday, my day off.
But it's birthday week.
Yes, can't miss it.
Mia is lovely. I'm just getting compliments.
She's very good, boss.
She's good. So the direction in the back, are you just going into the centre of the hair?
Yeah.
Yeah, towards the middle, Melissa. I'm just going to pan behind us just to show how Joseph's going. How you going, Joseph?
Good, I think.
I'm just going to have a quick peek. Slowly.
Slowly but surely. It is a little bit time consuming. But then
And
once we
what
brush
products
up-
are you using?
I haven't used anything as of yet. I think it's been prepped with like blow drying lotions and stuff previous to me getting to it, so it's nice and smooth.
Looking good.
Thank you.
Does anyone have any questions at all? So we have a competition to explain to everyone. If you take a picture of yourself, you and your team watching our education, you've got 48 hours. So if you're watching this in replay, you can still join in. You've got till tomorrow night, Tuesday night, the 21st of August. And all you have to do is repost a picture of yourself watching our education, and also have a tagging a few people. So if we just go quickly here. So you need to just hashtag the Secret Fox birthday, and then we've got all the people to follow. So Secret Fox Education, or sorry, to tag as well. The Fox in the Hair, Original Mineral, Milkshake, K Hair Pep, Excellent Edges, 6 Underground Media, Lifestyle Notion, and Foil Me Foils. So we actually have quite a few prizes. So before we're finished curling over there, I'm just going to quickly show you the prizes. We have, I think there is 10 K Hair Pep small packs to win, so you can have a feel of that amazing product. We've got a beautiful big milkshake gift pack to use. We have some Excellent Edges scissors in here.
I'll open them up.
Mia's going to open them up.
I'm a little bit puffed out because I just went for a run up the road, as you do
Oh my
during a
God.
live stream. That's how I roll. Oh my God, how do you open these? There's the button. Do you know which ones these are?
No.
Are they the 5-pack?
I did open it up, but I didn't want to take
Are they the
scissors
crop?
out.
I wanted the crop.
So you've got your Band-Aids there, you've got your oil.
Very important scissor oil, your Excellent
Chamois.
Edges chamois. Ooh, service history. That's very clever. It's like a logbook, like for your car. There's nothing in that one. Nothing
And
hiding
the
in
scissors
there.
are in there.
Very exciting. Very
What
cool.
scissors? Let me find out these.
It's the Hawk BPH60. Whatever that means, but scissors.
We also have some tiles from 6 Underground Media, so a pack of tiles from Hayley.
My recommendation, if you're going to get Hayley to make you some tiles, what I would suggest is to think of things that you need to post really regularly. So for me, I like ones to say appointment available, last minute cancellation. If you've got a promotion running, so I typically get one that might say winter special, spring special, or something like that. I'm just about to go hard on my my K Hair Pep campaign for the salon. So that's actually, I think I've got a thing that's better than Plex. I think I've got a sign that says better than Plex. What other ones have I got her to make recently? I'll grab my phone and I can tell you, but is my phone up there by any chance?
Yeah.
Yes, all right. I will show
While
you.
you're doing that, I'll just show you the last 2 packs. O&M, we have 2 big gift packs, and we also have a case or carton, sorry, of
You
foil
always
me
think about that
foils.
case of
I
you.
always think of the case. So foil me foils. We've got some amazing foils that will go out to you as well. So many things to win. Now Mia's just having a look.
What have I got? So I've got a different one that says to book, DM us with your phone number. So I get Hayley to mix me up a fair few things. So we've got our Refer a Friend campaign. So refer a friend and then you and your friend get $75 off. What other ones has she got? Got to be careful about. Oh, here's a Secret Fox website. Some photos from that. And then 6 Underground. So what have we got in this one here? So, the Lifestyle Ocean. Should we go look at Lifestyle Ocean while they're still crimping?
Yeah, I think so.
Should we go and do that?
Yeah.
Do you want to send Nadine up to Frolic? She's going to get an outfit. Cool. All right. You might even go to Frolic later on, we'll see. All right, so we'll come down and I'll show you Lifestyle Ocean. So this is Hayley's other brand. So we've talked about, the tiles. So this is what used to be the barbershop, which is now actually turning into our retail space. So I don't know if you guys have had a look at our retail shelves. We can go have a look at them. I think they're dusty though because we did hang a swing in here yesterday. So a really nice swing for if you need to look at your retail items. Oh my god, scary. All right, well,
I
we'll just sit
was
around
this morning and I was like, oh, is it going to
Now I'm stuck in it.
Oh,
All right.
Sorry, I've
So-
just got to take a picture and show everyone this.
Oh, you've got your dress
Gorgeous
on.
Taylor. Well,
Yeah. All right. So should we go upstairs and shoot? We'll do the retail area first, and then we'll do Lifestyle Ocean. Taylor, relax upstairs for a minute, but we'll get Andre to shoot Taylor in front of the white. Yeah. If you want to do that.
Well, we're at the retail, so let's quickly do that. But we had a question about retail. I'm just trying to find it now. Just about how do we use so many retail products without your brands getting upset?
Because I'm friends with everybody.
Yeah, I can't.
So no, so I am a colour educator for Weller. I am in a contract for my colour use, but I will only use other brands if my main brand doesn't have it, because then they can't argue. And Weller, but they know that we've been asking them for a double reflect violet since we signed on with them 3.5 years ago. So it's a thing that they just don't have, and it's a massive part of my salon's market. So basically we've got some Weller up there, we've got our O&M, we've got our Szechuan. This is my favourite product, hair perfume. I'm obsessed with it. It's like one of those products that you just don't need, but oh my God, it smells amazing. And I'm really proud of myself that I can sell, it's like $70 and I can make my clients walk out with it because it smells that good. It's protective hair perfume. I don't really get that excited over the protective factor. It's more that it smells amazing, and if you spray it into your hair, that scent lasts forever. And then I think, we've got so many different brands because everybody loves something else. So yeah, but it's definitely dusty because we drilled holes in the ceiling and there was dust everywhere. So that's a tomorrow job.
And GHD and milkshake.
Yeah, so all of my faves, all of the love hearts. But this is something that's really new to the salon. So I don't know if you noticed as well, I'm in front of this messy desk, but I redid my green wall for you. So I am mental because I did do that 2 days out. We started that on I think we maybe did the green wall on maybe Wednesday, and then we did everything else on Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday.
We did a few love hearts, so
yeah. So it used to be real. It's now I would say maybe 10% real and 90% artificial, which is heartbreaking, but I travel too much to look after it these days. So there's some good bad boys in there. But that big Monstera, I'm obsessed with him. He's been here since the salon, we've been growing him since the salon opened. But the other plant, our rubber tree, has been here. He came with the salon. So when I took over the space, he was actually here. The salon had been empty for 6 months. The salon that was here before me closed down. But the rubber tree was here. So he was only little and he's grown. He's flourished and grown with love. So nice. But so Hayley's products here. So we sell a fair few things. So I guess the whole premise of Lifestyle Ocean is that it's sustainable. So we've got, you can see, bamboo toothbrushes. So really good for brushing your teeth. So the first time I used one of these, I think I just sort of blew out about how much plastic we use. So we're a sustainable salon, which is why this, I guess this was something that really resonated with me. So we recycle 95% of the salon waste. We recycle all of our hair. We recycle all of our tint. tint tubes, we recycle all of our foils, we recycle all of our paper, and we recycle all of our plastic. But I was thinking about the amount of toothbrushes that I've used in my life. And so I feel a little bit better using a bamboo one. But it was weird because the first time I used it, I wasn't prepared for it to taste like a paddle pop stick. So yeah, so it was really weird. It was like I finished my ice cream and I've got the paddle pop stick. Another one of the products that she does is she does the sustainable straws. So nobody's using plastic straws anymore. They're really being phased out now. So they come with this really cool little cleaner. And another hot tip with these cleaners is they're really good for cleaning out like the milk bit in your coffee machine. So that or disposable mascara brushes are really good for that also. She does these beautiful gem soaps. So hopefully this is killing enough time for them upstairs to get a few things done. So they come in all different colours. This one's like so fluoro, I love it. I was just about to ask you to smell them, but you can't. So really, really cool little, I just think like for me, I'm already in the mood for Christmas. I'm so excited because Christmas is my real birthday. I was due to be born on Christmas Day. I came a week premature on the 17th of December. But I just love buying presents for people. So these are all like, I think they'll be amazing, like stocking fillers and stuff like that. So I'm starting to get that kind of stuff for the salon now, because I think once September's here, it's all over. So the crystal coasters, these are amazing. These rose gold ones have been so popular for us. So they're just like the rose quartz, and they've got like a gold rim around them. So they're just beautiful. And then we only just got these black ones in last week as well, so they're pretty cool too. So something different. Our clients have loved these and they've been using them in all of their Instagram stories. We've got the, what are these things? The reusable string bags. These are really awesome for putting like fruit and stuff like that in them. And then we've also got, this is the new thing that Hayley's made, which is pretty cool, which is the Beauty Survival Kit. So if you guys came to our Hair Expo party, she had like a few little things in there. So inside that, you've got like a mask, and you've got hair stuff. So hair stuff's actually bobby pins and clips and stuff like that for your hair. You've got a toothbrush, you've got a little detangling brush, you've got an eye mask. I don't have enough hands for all of this. Nail file, and then you've also got a beauty blender and one of those really cool like massage cleanser things. So I think this is a really, really fun thing to take away. So I might even gift myself one of these when we go up to see Jules on the weekend, so I can have a little pamper night in my hotel room while we prep for the class. And then we've also just got some little room sprays. So we'll just do a little bit of a spritz. Not quite the same as my protective hair perfume, but good all the same.
And we have a discount
Yeah,
code,
so you can go onto Lifestyle Notion, and this is her discount code for 10% off. Secret
We'll post that
box.
in the group too.
Yeah. So I love Hayley. Hayley and I have become real. Like it's really funny. I have so many amazing hairdressing friends that I don't actually get to see because we all live so far away. But we chat all the time at night. What are we doing up here? Are we going to go and see Taylor getting shot by Andre now? So we can come on up.
Nadine has a really nice outfit on. She wanted to get something different.
Yeah, so I think I just told Kelly that we get everyone up there. So
Okay.
Yeah. I think they're expecting people.
Okay.
So cool. Beautiful. Andre, what are we doing?
Just do a bit of video now.
Oh, video.
Just a website and everything.
So Andre, at the moment, he's got many jobs that we've asked him to do for us now, and one of them is that we're getting him to create a whole heap of content for the Fox and the Hair website. So we don't actually have a website yet. We've just got the Secret Fox website, which is hilarious because the Fox and the Hair has been around for like 15 years, and Secret Fox is 1 year old, and it has all the things that the salon doesn't have. But you know, different beasts.
Exactly what it was. It was great.
Very cute.
Megan, the code was Secret Fox, wasn't it? We've got it down there. But
It's
Secret
down there.
Fox.
I'm pretty sure it was Secret Fox. How far away are you, Joseph?
Big smiles too.
A little bit still.
So I popped in a few products just to give it a little bit of grit because she has really nice silky hair. So I popped in the Szechuan Dark Volume Powder throughout everywhere, and then the S2, the Natalie Ann powder. And then I'm pretty simple. I just use either this or a Denman to brush out.
I'm just going to come around. Whoa.
colour's so nice.
I know, all of that cocktailing at the basin. And so how did you wave that?
Just with a like
The normal GHD?
Is it the small? I always call
Standard.
it small, standard, yeah. And just bring it all down in one direction.
So similar to how you did
Yeah, the first one.
the first one we watched.
Yeah.
Oh, I've just got into the right position, I have to move now.
Sorry.
You're too quick for me. So you just brushing that out with your tangle teaser, yeah?
Yep.
So this was our melted roots and ends model, Beth, today. It does look so beautiful and so glossy. It does, doesn't it? And the ends have come up really
So
pretty.
nice.
And I'm surprised that you've managed to actually, considering how vibrant that colour was underneath there, you've actually got a really quite a soft pink result. And so what are you checking for in the middle mirror there?
Just that it's sitting in the right spot.
Covering my makeup line.
Yeah, covering the line.
A little bit of a wash at the basin. Joseph, are you ready for us now?
Yes.
All right, we're going to head on over. Do you want to actually bring Casey? Oh, no, you've moved.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect.
I've tried my best to set everything up. Alright, so we've just crimped Casey's hair with the GHD.
And this is about where we left it last year.
Yeah. So, like I said before, I did mention it to them that last year you weren't amazed with the end result, just because we didn't brush it out. But I'm going to brush it out today with the comb that I used on Taylor's hair. So I'm just going to lightly start breaking up that crimp. So the look that we're after today is just a really, really full hair kind of
and
look.
fluffy.
Big, fluffy. Like Taylor's, but different.
Yeah.
Right.
So you just crimped that with the GHD. What are they calling it? It's got a. Do you know what the GHD crimp is called? Michelle's gone. It's a special name.
I don't think
All I know is it was part of the Nocturne collection.
it's a crimper.
It's
That's
a
all I
crimper.
know. Alright.
They did have a fancy name for it.
Just really, really breaking that up. How good does the colour look?
So this
though?
is almost like really like a festival hair kind of thing, isn't
Yeah,
it?
festival hair vibes.
Actually, we've got what's coming up. There is some festival. We've got the Yours and Ours festival coming up in Wollongong, but there must be another one.
I don't know. Don't really do festivals.
No, we don't do festivals. Are you doing any festivals over in New York?
I'm not.
No.
Alright, so once I've brushed that all out, I'm going to go in with the Sash One.
Is that the dry one or is that the?
This is the dark version.
Yeah. Do you want to get the light
Do we
one?
have the light version?
Yeah, we do.
I can grab one down front.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
So we're going to wait.
Just before you put the dark one in the beach hair, I just thought
I didn't notice.
I'd just stop you there.
Come on, Heather.
Run.
Literally.
I like singing. So we've actually got a flower crown today as well. So we've got some flower crowns made by our friends at Bunches in Wollongong. So we get them. They do all the flowers in salon for us, our front desk flowers and all our flower crowns. So what I love about working with them is they know exactly what I need. So they're down there doing
And
something.
if they didn't, you'd let them know.
Well, I guess it's one of those things. I think I've built quite long relationships with a lot of my suppliers. So I think Bunches have been doing my salon flowers now for about 15 years, so since I've opened.
Alright, beautiful.
Thank you, Heather.
Alright. Just picking up the hair and really, really working that product through.
Michelle, can I get you to hold this for a second? Is that alright?
You're gonna gas me, Joseph.
Get ready.
Wow.
So once we've got it quite big with our product and we're killing our clients, I almost like even sometimes like to give the hair a little bit of shape, even though it is obviously crimped, but really adding like some kind of movement into it, just to make it look a little bit more relaxed in a way. Because obviously it's crimped, so it's a little bit more crazy, but adding that little bit of like face framing really helps to break it up, makes it look a little bit softer.
That texture in real life is just amazing.
I think you get to see it when she's standing so much better as well.
Alright, I'm just going to break up that underneath it a little bit more.
You find them, I'll walk past. It's all good. Do you want to make it run with Rolly and see if we can get, does it tie tighter?
And we're just going to finish off with the flower crown.
No, don't flower crown it until we get the outfit.
Oh, that's a good
We
idea.
need the outfit.
I'm not thinking. But yeah,
Janice
we'll
will be
finish off
running
with the
around
flower
outside.
With
crown.
the flower crown. They're like Jesus, man. They're so heavy. It is. It's a crown of thorns. You get the worst headache by the end of the day.
Yeah, but like I was saying before, even just manipulating with a little bit of shape throughout the front makes it look a little bit softer. It doesn't make it look as harsh, but then you can definitely still go back in there and like add in that.
We'll do that for the photos as well, hey? Alright.
Texture is amazing.
We need to give you your next model while we send the other girls, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Before your outfit, you get to go to Rolly. You want to run in with sister? Nice. That works. You need to get another job. Yeah, perfect. Alright.
You can just here.
Wherever you want to go. Yeah.
Jump in this one.
Joseph has well and truly earned his 5 weeks off after today, haven't you?
Well deserved. When do you leave, Joseph?
Next Monday. 10 a.m.
That has come
10:30.
around so fast, hey?
know.
Super fast. Are there any other products you need me to set up for you? Do you need some clips or are you good?
This would be awesome, actually. Thank you, Mia.
I'm just going to say a big happy birthday to Leanne as well.
Happy birthday, Leanne!
I thought you'd left the group for a second, but you're back. So happy birthday.
Alright, so with Eliza's hair today, we're going to do a bit more of a beachy set on her. So really amping up the volume, just because we are a little bit finer to the mids and ends. So what I'm going to be doing is taking quite big chunky sections. I almost want the hair to have movement, but not enough for it to look set. Like Taylor's hair, I really wanted to implement the structure and make sure it looks really polished in a way. Whereas with this kind of set, I want it to look undone, broken. So the first piece I always take off the face. I find it's a little bit more flattering. And then I do what Heather does, and I just pull down a little bit. And then I get like a really beautiful elongated curl. And then the second one, I'm actually going to do it towards the face.
Sorry.
That's alright. And I'm just going to straighten the ends a little bit.
So all the girls have got now, yes? All we need to do now is just group shots.
Alright. And then just to break it up in between the curls, I'm actually going to do a bit of a rocking motion. So just curving it
Love it.
over and under.
The water wave.
Water wave.
That's what they call it at GHD. So that's just to add a different direction. Okay?
Yeah. It stops it from being so structured.
Yeah.
But like if you look at that wave from this angle, it just looks quite, flat. But if you were to turn that, you can almost see how much depth there actually is in between every section. So then just taking a big section. And then I'm actually going to do this one towards the face. So I'm constantly altering the way that my curls are going, just to keep them really inconsistent. This one's going to go off the face, and then the next one's going to go towards the face.
So you have prepped the hair.
With a blow dry, I'm guessing. So they've just dried off Eliza's hair. And yeah, I'm guessing they've done the same with Casey, just popped in some smoothing products.
There was
And then just blow dry.
No product in hers apparently.
Oh.
They just used the
What is it, sorry?
what Mia put in before.
Oh, so the
Oh,
K-pep
the
hair.
K-pep.
So that's a treatment in itself, really. I'm going to do this one off the face. And then just to switch it up a little bit, my next one I'll do the water wave again. And with my water wave, I'm not too fussed if it doesn't have that much depth in it. It's literally just to add that bit of texture in there. And I'm going to do this one towards the face, off the face, sorry. And really pull that down. Now this whole section at the top, I'm going to do in one. So my front section, I'm going to always do that one off the face. Then the next one I'm going to do towards the face. And then the last one off the face. Alright, beautiful. And then what I like to do is pull all that hair and just tap out the ends. Then moving to the next side. I pretty much do the exact same thing that I did previously. So I'm incorporating the waves going in alternate directions and then adding in a water wave whenever I kind of feel necessary. So this one's going to go off the face. And then really elongating that curl down. So the reason I like to do them towards the face for the majority of the style, I just like to have those face framing pieces really, really emphasize cheekbones and facial features. I think that's really, really pretty. And I think it's also important because if your client feels good about themselves and you know how to enhance features, it's almost like when you do hair color and you know what reflex complements skin tone. The same thing applies with style. You kind of have to know what works for them and what suits their features. So for instance, if I was going to do a ponytail, I think personally what I've learned from Natalie Ann is always, not always, but go off their jawline. So if Eliza was to have a ponytail, having it here would really emphasize this portion of her jaws. If your client wants to emphasize that, that is. Alright, I'm actually going to leave this whole top section and I'm going to do that in one piece. So the first one, going off the face.
I'm seeing some beautiful shots being taken behind you. Of the girls. I can't wait to show you all. And do you do the same at the back?
Yeah, so the exact same thing. I kind of follow the exact same pattern.
Yeah.
Always alternating the curls, making sure that they're going different directions, and then adding in that water wave whenever I kind of feel necessary. Just back now.
Oh, I missed it. I was just going to go and have a look at the girls, but they're finished. Oh, they look amazing.
That's what you get when you watch to the end.
Well, how many people do we have watching at the moment?
51 at the moment.
All right, so to all the 51 people watching right now, I have a question. What have you guys gotten out of today? What have you guys enjoyed? Because I think that's super important to know.
We'd like to know.
I would love to know. What do you want to see more of, I guess? Because I think we're all like super passionate about education and teaching people what we have to know. Just because getting that from other people has really changed our perspective on hairdressing and how we do things in salon.
And we've evolved.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. I think later on Mia and I are going to go through the calendar of what's coming up.
How exciting.
So we can answer any questions of that as well. Show you all what you're in for. Ainsley would like to see some men's cutting.
Oh,
We haven't
okay.
done that
Oh,
yet.
it's happening
So,
next
yay.
weekend.
We've got it next weekend.
Yeah, Jules is doing men's cutting, so he's doing some barbering.
He's got 3 men models.
Three men models, and then we've got Max Laban again coming up.
Barbering.
Yeah, do you know? Should we go? I'll go through the calendar again if you want.
Beautiful.
So
Barbering this in
March,
March.
I think. We'll go here, so we're still close to Joseph, so Joseph needs us. We'll just put it on top of the hashtags for now. There we go. So, Pete Wallstack, we're done. So this is where we're up to. Jules Tognini next Sunday. I think, is that 10 a.m. start time as well for Jules?
10 a.m. for Jules.
Yep, so he's going to be covering men's cutting. Hayley is going to be doing social media for us. Scott Sloan, I think we've requested fringes. We want a lot of cutting and fringes for that one. Jess Lewis, she'll be colour and styling. Mia Connor, we've got some more makeup. Cherie Noble, anything Cherie does is amazing. We're just happy to be there.
Lots of colour and styling.
Lots of colour and styling again. Mary Alamine is doing extensions and styling. Maybe some braiding. Michael Kelly will be colouring. Max Laban's going to be men's cutting. Merton is going to be doing makeup. In here, where are we slotting in here?
Emma is the 25th
25th of November. We've got another makeup with Emma Chen again. And then here, I can tell you that we've got upstyling. I'm pretty sure we've got some editorial styling, and we're definitely going to have some unicorn and rainbow hair. So we can't tell you with who just yet because those contracts are still sitting in their inboxes. But it's going to be big.
If you're watching, you know who you are.
Yeah. Check your emails. Right back. So next year we're super pumped. Well, for the rest of this year, how many months have we got to go? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we've got 11 classes that are locked in, and then there's always pop-ups because I like to make lots of work for myself. So, if you guys want Joseph to do some ponytails, we can pop that up. See what inspiration he brings back from New York. So that would be pretty cool. Eliza's colour's looking really good too.
Yeah, it is. Also, going ahead with this, did you need to say something quickly?
No, I was just about to go and see if anyone's walking back through the door yet.
No worries. What I was going to bring up is choosing the type of style for your client's hair color, I guess. So having it like be pink is a little bit more grungy. So I find that doing something with a little bit of texture actually emphasizes the look and makes it look a little bit more complete. If you were to do something a little bit polished, it still look beautiful, but definitely having it be a little bit more undone and beachy definitely makes it look a lot more appealing to the eye, in my opinion.
So Megan has liked the tips that we've given her about like foil on top of the head to keep the sections clean, and star products to use. So all your star products, Joseph.
Yeah. If you
use.
guys have any questions about like products and stuff, or you're looking for something,
You're a product guru.
hit me up. I love products. I could lay a product on top of product. I won't leave my client's hair until I'm 100% happy with it. If it takes like a 5 minutes over, my next client's waiting, 5 minutes extra is what it takes.
Sarah said loved the styling. You stole
Thank
the show.
you.
Balayage was great too, though.
This always steals a show. That's just his thing.
Thank
Renee's
you.
enjoyed the styling and toning, but really loves seeing how real this is, like very salon-like. And that's, I think, what we like to keep it very real.
Do you want me, while we're waiting for the girls, so I've actually sent the girls up the road to one of my favourite dress stores, so they're actually getting styled up the road there. Casey didn't want to go running outside there with that hair, but she's had to go. So, what I might do is, should we go through the questions and answers, the frequently asked questions really quickly? Where should I pop those? We'll go over here. We haven't sat here yet today.
Oh, this is great. This is
we can see
we haven't used this area.
All right, so we'll move that chair out. So this is another one of our, hang on, wait, let's just set the scene. Let's get some mood lighting happening. So this is sometimes the effort that we go to for our photos. So we're gonna light some candles to get in the mood to answer your frequently asked questions.
So this is just an area that is created in the salon.
Yeah, so this is going to be another one of our little photo spots. It's also right next to our flamingo toilet. So this is where we get people to take their selfies. I'll just close that door so we don't actually have the toilet. And then we've got Taylor's clothes when she was getting changed, but that's our little hashtag, the fox in the hair bathroom selfie. So yeah, but I like this door shut because there's nothing worse than sitting over there and looking in and seeing an open toilet lid. So, all right, so let's go through.
So I think this will be good because we have a lot of people that aren't or are new and just finding out about the secret fox.
All right, if anyone wants to know where the blue tack is later, safe place. All right, that's done now.
These are some of our frequently asked questions. Yeah.
All right, so we'll go through them. Where are the videos streamed? So if you're a subscribing member, it's in the Secret Fox subscribers area, or is it members area?
Subscribers
group. Yep. So that's where they all live. So this is the Mix and Mingle group. This is our free group. This is where we do lots of other little advertisements that we pop in here and let you know what's happening and what's going on.
Or if you've got a question you want to
ask.
ask.
Yeah, or it's like, if you want to ask advice for anything. So we like to keep the subscribers group purely education based and about the videos, whereas this bigger group is a group that's open to any hair and makeup artist to ask as many questions, or if you want to promote classes that you've got coming up or anything like that. So this is the big open group that's a lot freer. So you can do whatever you want in that one. So how often will the education take place? So typically once to twice a month, depending on what we've got on. So if we've got, say, a makeup on, we'll always have another hair education as well. So I think in November we've got 2 makeups plus 1 hair education. And then I can't watch live, will the videos be available after the event? So yes, I think I've heard Michelle talking about if you've registered for today's class, you'll actually in about a week's time get an email letting you know that you've been activated on our website, so you can actually log in and view the past videos on the website along with your certificates and your cheat sheets. So if you're a new subscriber, you won't actually get access to our past videos. Some of the past videos live in our subscribers only Facebook group, but if you want forever access to the videos, they're actually on the website. You'd need to purchase that video, but I think you can only really purchase a couple of the past ones. So, can I invite my team to watch? So we do a team membership for 5 or more people. So what you do then is you can set everyone up with their own logins. Do you get an invoice payment? So you do get an auto invoice that comes out. It's via Samcart. I think Samcart is American, so it doesn't have the GST on it, but it is registered for GST. So if you do need another invoice, you can just email us and we can get that out to you. I think we've got some junkies fighting in the laneway.
Oh no!
Wow, is the door locked? Oh, they're going crazy out there. If I subscribe, do I get all of the events? So you get everything that's happening from the day of your subscription onwards for 30 days. So it's $99 every 30 days, although we do have some promotions coming up. What else do we have? Do I have to say subscribe? Can I opt out? So you can come and go as you please. There's no lock-in contract, but we do have some little short-term options. So we do have a 3-month membership, a 6-month membership, and a 12-month membership that you can sign up for. So we're launching them today.
We can launch them right now if you want
to.
So
yep, and then if I unsubscribe, will I still have access to the seminars that you've purchased? So anything that happened during your subscription time will be in your password-protected area of the website. So anything that happened in that, however long that your a subscriber for, you get access to that forever. Well, you'll get booted out of the Facebook group, but you'll still be able to log into the videos. If I opt out, will my current price be the same if I join again? So if you were a foundation member when we started 1 year ago, you actually got a discounted rate to sign up for. So if you're a foundation member, you'll lose your foundation discount if you leave. But then, yeah, we've got some pretty cool deals. So I don't know if you want to talk about the deals.
We've got a birthday present, and I'm going to post them in the group later for you guys. But we have 3 ways to save a bit of money with our subscriptions. So we have never done this before. So we're actually offering 3, 6 and 12 month subscriptions. So prepaying up front to save money. So our first one here is our 12 month subscription, which is $900. So that's taking it down to $75 a month. So if you sign up for that, you'll actually save $288, which is great. 6 month subscription, so that's $510. So we that works out to $85 a month, and you save $84. Or if you want to try a 3 month subscription, you actually pay $270, which makes it $90 per month. So normally it's $99 ongoing subscription. So you're saving $27. So they are active as of this afternoon, and they will be only open for purchase for the next week. So the 26th, these will close down. So that will just give you an opportunity to save a bit of money, and it's our birthday, so we're feeling generous. So let's go.
While the girls
Joseph's ready?
Yeah, I can just while the girls get dressed. Alright, so you guys can see this that I've done. It's really, really messy, I guess, in a sense. So what we're going to do now is brush everything out. I'd let it cool while you guys have been talking. The products that I'm going to be using today is the Szechuan Volume Powder and the Szechuan Ocean Mist. I guess this is one of the products that I didn't really love at first, but then obviously using it over time, I can't live without it now.
Love it.
Yeah, definitely one of my hero products now. So I'm going to start by just brushing out with like a wide tooth comb. So this is by Yannicke from Cherry Birch, Australia.
Cherie's just said this is just about our birthday gifts specials. So she's a base member. Some of the deals are better than what you pay. Yep, we're just offering that 1 year membership, which will be slightly better than what you pay. And you can use that as well, but it is pay up front. So you can take advantage of that as well.
That does look very grungy, Joseph. I love it.
Especially with like the dark lip that Patricia's done.
Yeah.
So pretty.
That smells good too.
Yeah.
You know, I've never actually used that Szechuan Ocean Mist.
I was just saying,
I've never used it.
I was just saying to begin with, I didn't really love it, but then I can't live without it now. It's like one of my favorites.
I had 2 clients buy it last week and they used it. And they were like, oh God, what is this?
I think I just had old ladies last week. I'm pretty sure I did actually. Oh, that looks so good. Alright, where are we going to shoot all of these girls? Andre, you're the photographer man. Where would you like to see them? Where have you got any light left today?
Outside is the best, but we can shoot them on some of these walls.
And that's all
Yeah,
done.
you can get them everywhere.
Nice and easy.
Yeah, Eliza might look good on her gothic grey wall
Then
now.
on opposite Joseph.
Thank you, Megan.
Hold on, Joe.
Oh, sorry. Done.
The lippy looks good with the hair colour.
Yeah, for sure.
Patricia, your hair colour looks really nice too.
Thanks. Charlotte did it for me.
Alright, should we start shooting some of the girls? Camilla, we might get you. Oh, might be cute, yeah. Yeah,
So I'm following you, Mia.
oh, can you just let them know? Emma, can you help?
Should we do anything?
I just need to see if we need you to sit.
I don't
No, so Camilla is one of our special. So Camilla wasn't actually a model that you guys would have seen today.
Yeah.
So basically, what we've done is today has just been a big content creation day. So Camilla wasn't one of the looks that we presented to you. I just knew that I needed to get a variety of different looks for my Instagram. So that's one of the things that that I guess I say it all the time that Instagram is a full-time job. I'm forever creating content, which is why we've got so many different backdrops, which is why I've got so many different girls, which is why it's awesome to have an in-house makeup artist in Patricia now. So and just having a bunch of girls that we work with, so they actually know the drill and they're comfortable and they know what we do. So I might we might get you sitting down. So we'll see, and then that way. Oh well, your shoes aren't in it, so I might just. Can we get the ring light over here so we can get a little bit more light? Yeah, you can smile. Whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to do. Oh yeah, the light's so much better.
I'm just coming in to see that you see Mia.
Smile.
Aww, beautiful.
What's Emma doing? What's she doing behind me?
Candid. Oh God.
I'll get out of the way here.
What ring light do we use, Mia?
So this is oh my God, I can't even think what it's called. Secret Salon Society. So the Secret Salon Society salon selfie station. So yeah, so this is the ring light that Christy has. So couple more. How does that hair look? Can I have a quick look on your camera? Cool.
Mia's very
actually, yeah,
She's got
that's-
so much space. You can have all these little knots, can't you?
I am very lucky, but it also means that there's a lot more space to get messy. It was trashed, honestly. After last night, it was trashed. Can we get this side of the hair? Is that all right? So I might have to get you to lean back into the chair that way a little bit more so we can get that side of the hair. Thank you.
Maybe just above the camera. Yeah.
Bless you. Yeah, that's nice. Thank you. And then do we want to get some of the girls? Who are we still waiting on? Oh, Casey. You look like you are going to a festival. Joseph, do you want to dress that over here so you can talk through everyone what you're doing?
Sure.
Yeah.
Are we shooting that?
Yeah, we'll go over there. Yep.
Alright. So just like what I was saying before with Casey's hair, what I was doing is I was kind of manipulating the crimped hair to have like a bit more shape to it. Obviously the crimped shape is quite harsh in the sense of them being keeps rigidity. So yeah, just breaking that up and making sure that that sits like a little bit softer definitely makes a bit of a difference. Especially for photos and stuff like that.
Am I getting in your way?
No, that's fine. I like to see what you're.
Sorry, I might pick this up and turn this like.
Is it heavy? It looks so heavy.
Yeah. Kind of feels like metal digging.
It is. Don't you reckon? It's like a crown of thorns.
So you
I
can
wore
see
one for
who's
Melbourne Cup
here.
Day a couple of years ago, and by the end I was so happy to just give it away to a random. I was like, here, you could have it now.
It's heavy.
But it's so pretty.
Do we need to move those balls in the face?
Am I walking through how to take photos and angles and stuff?
Yeah,
like
that would be awesome, Joseph.
Alright, beautiful.
Well, we might even do that with like Taylor again as well, because I
Yeah.
think you and Taylor have nailed that one together.
Alright. For the most part, Casey likes to take her own selfies.
Do you want? Yeah. Should we get? Do you feel weird to do that?
I'll take them if you want me to.
Yeah. All right. So they can see. You don't have to take heaps of them. Just take a couple.
I have a tampon in my hand right now.
Go, go.
I totally laughed at everyone. I was like, I feel really weird just standing here with this.
Alright, so even Taylor knows her angles. It's one of those things. So I guess that's why we kind of branch out and work with social media influencers like Taylor, Casey, Beth, just because they know how to make you believe that they love their hair, and that's why we.
They do love their hair.
I know that they love their hair.
But like to make it believable for others.
But for the most part, it's just like they really.
No, they're
sell
comfortable
the
in front of the
photo.
camera because they're in front of a camera all the time.
Yeah.
It's getting awkward now.
Alright. So once I'm happy with how everything's dressed out. Sorry.
I've been in the wind, taking off clothes, putting on clothes. So as you can imagine, my hair can't.
Alright. So selfies and taking angles. If I really, really wanted to, and I know my client's good looking, I could just be like, Taylor, take out your phone, get the ring light ready, and she could take her selfies for me, for days on end. And I know that they'd come out amazing, and that's what you probably see on our social a lot from Taylor. Just knowing her angles and knowing what works.
The ring light just trying to down beautiful.
Knowing your lighting. I think lighting is super important. Natural lighting is best, but if you don't have that access, if you're in like a mall or something like that, you could definitely invest in like a ring light. Now going on angles, what I particularly like to do is show what I want to show. And that also depends on if your client's comfortable enough to show their face for a photo, or you have to make their angles look different so they're not uncomfortable. So I'll demonstrate on Taylor. Say Taylor was really, really cautious and, well, not cautious, but like, what's the word? Insecure about her like face or something like that. She had a pimple, she didn't wear makeup. What a bad analogy. I could get Taylor to look towards her shoulder, look down, and then I could place everything the way I'd like to place it and then start shooting. So knowing your angles, I could even get her to shuffle over slightly just that way and then look towards your shoulder. That way I'm getting a little bit of face, but then I can still, there's enough where it doesn't look so vulnerable for her.
Yeah,
That
she's
makes
slightly
sense?
hidden.
Exactly. So that's one thing, making sure that your clients are heaps comfortable, especially with colours and stuff like that. Most people don't like to wear makeup to their hair appointments.
I do sometimes.
Yeah, you never do.
No,
but it's
it's
fine.
true.
And so finding angles that work for people so you can take those photos and you can post them on social. Another kind of trick that I like to do, if I get you to look towards just that wall from the Taylor, a little bit more, just look straight at it. Taking it from the back, but then look towards this shoulder again, I can get that whole panel of like styling without, showing her face, making her feel uncomfortable, and then she's more than happy for me to post it on social. Alright, so I'm going to actually shoot Taylor the way I intend to shoot her. So just taking everything and making it look the way I want it to look for the photo.
So we've had a question.
Sorry.
Do we normally have this backdrop in the salon?
No.
So no. This is special today.
Special for today.
Special for Andre.
Special for Andre. Where we usually take photos is at the front near the green wall, the pink wall, the outside garbage bin area, and the parking lot actually. There's a really, really beautiful brick wall there where leaves grow up, so it makes for a good backdrop. Alright, so I'm going to start shooting Taylor. I'm going to clean my camera lens, make sure that's nice and clean. And I'll get you to shuffle over this way for me. Alright, beautiful. Can I get that light over here?
Oh, the highlight button?
Yeah. Alright. So I'm going to see what I like in the background. So if I were to stand over here, I might be getting that back wall feature, which I'm not really into. I usually keep my camera just on the normal photo. I don't like to put it on square, otherwise, because I can crop it later on. So Taylor just knows her angles.
She makes it easy.
She does make it really easy for me.
Leanne's just asked, you guys have a makeup artist in the salon on normal days? Yeah, no, you don't.
No.
One day we will. Every day in salon. So yeah.
How often do you have makeup artists here?
Whenever we
Only for your
like
shoots?
never. Only for shoots. Only for like fun days and stuff like that.
Okay.
We're like 2 minutes
She's
away
just
from
a
David Jones
hairdresser.
and Myers
Yeah.
makeup.
So yeah, I guess one day hopefully Patricia will
Full time.
full
downstairs.
time downstairs doing her thing. I'll get you to look that way from Taylor.
She breaking my makeup.
So getting your clients look down, look up. Can I get you to bring that forward for me?
That's so good.
So these are the kind of photos that I guess you guys get to see on our social every single day.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so just really, really beautiful, timeless hair. Take the time to actually look back on your photos, see what you can improve on, see what needs to be refined, because later on when they leave, obviously you can't be like, hey, come back, I want to fix this one thing in your hair. So yeah.
1 year later, I want to brush out that
I
freaking
want
crimp.
to literally. Another thing is that I want to touch on is making sure that your client's smiling and direct them in a polite way. Not everyone's obviously a model, not everyone's social media influencer.
Do you know what it is?
Yeah.
I think it's more that, like, if they feel that, so they look awkward, or sometimes your client just has a hell resting bitch face.
Yeah.
And so you've
Like
really,
me.
so you've got Michelle's got a frown. Michelle's got a
And I
serious
don't know that I'm
concentrated
frowning.
frown. So yeah, so I think it's one of those things. So they don't know what they're doing, so they
Yeah.
can look really quite intense or angry.
But I think the way you word it and tell them, hey, I'll just get you to just grin a little bit. Don't ask them to smile. I've learned that one too many times. That is awkward because then they're like. So yeah, ask them to just like, even using words like smile with your eyes and stuff like that. That makes a massive difference. Just so.
Think
Yeah.
happy thoughts.
Happy thoughts. Well, you don't want someone standing there and like they don't want to be there.
Yeah.
Even though they might not want to be there, you know?
I think our models are done today. They're out in the cold.
Megan's asked, how often do we have these content days?
Where I guess it's a little bit different for us because we do so much of this education. We do have content days quite regularly. So I've just thrown in an extra 2 or 3 models today, just because I was just like, well, we've got everything set up. Everyone's going to be here. Let's get it done.
Yeah.
Typically, Joseph does shoot a lot of content, but I'd almost say that every couple of days in salon is a content day. So I don't think we've been taking very many photos lately. But
I'm not sure. So for myself, if I want content specifically to upload on my Instagram, I'll come in on a Monday and I'll shoot something. Yeah, I'll shoot something with Taylor, and I'll just ask Mia, hey, is it cool if I come in? Are you going to be in the salon at this time? She's always more than happy for me to come in and shoot for her. It's all good.
Oh, Samantha said, loved watching you guys today. Thank you so much.
thank
I'll be
you.
watching it tomorrow.
Awesome. Anything else I need to put?
Any questions, guys?
I think that's it. I think, should we get like a big group photo or should we wrap it up? I think Andre's shooting the last of the girls
Cherie
outside.
Noble said hi from London.
Hi, Cherie! We're all very excited to see you again in November. So that will be very cool. But I think Patricia's getting some photos of her makeup now, so that's pretty cool.
I'm going to just pan behind.
Need some lighting.
Oh no, I'm good.
Should we go outside? We'll just check
We'll
out
see
what
what
we're doing
Andre
outside,
is
and then we might wrap up for the day. I think then we're good to go.
So don't forget to take pictures of watching education and tag.
We'll
all
be
the
going
tags.
through looking at them all
I've
tonight.
posted the sheet of who you need to tag in the group, so you can always refer back to it.
We've come to see what you guys are doing out here. So this is the laneway where the salon is.
we get all the girls in a line and just have a look at their hair all?
While
in
they're
a
all,
line
yeah, we'll get
together
them,
inside?
inside. How much longer are you guys going to be out here for?
A minute.
Another minute? All right, we'll watch
them individually.
watch for a minute. These look so great out here, you're right.
So I've lined them up between the bird poos.
It's good so you know where everyone needs to stand.
We'll just take
I
half a step
love
forward.
it.
Yeah. So yeah, just
People are driving past wondering what the hell we're doing. Patricia, come and look at this light. It's so good.
Just a little bit side on now.
which side?
Yeah, that way.
Which is better?
Yeah. Chin up a little.
Oh, so we're in Wollongong. So Wollongong, which is about an hour and a half south of Sydney. Have we had everyone? Do we need to send
One more,
everyone
one
one more? All right. Who else do we need to maybe get out?
We've never used this wall before.
What?
I think it might be another wall to use.
Ah. So look, we'll just start straight down the barrel, just calm, and then we'll bring that extraness. Chin up a little. And I'll get you to take a step forward for me. Yeah, there you go. Alright, now you can go back to magazine mode. Alright, and look at the camera for a couple. Straight out, chin up.
These
Just
colours
exaggerate
here as they're walking across the road. Oh, sorry. Gimbal's going a bit crazy. Just as we're finishing.
We'll look there again. Oh yeah, that right. Yeah.
Look at that camera. Yeah. Roll that shoulder down, yeah, perfect. And
Oh yeah. Has it died?
great, thank you.
Yay!
It's back alive again.
Poor network connection.
That's all right.
That's
There we
all right.
go. Yep.
We're all good.
Easy.
Got the
Oh,
gang
I
out
love
here.
it.
So maybe if
got
we get
everyone.
everyone
Can we
against
get
the wall
everyone
so
all
we can
together?
have a look at everyone's colours and cuts.
I know everyone with their
Everyone's
goosebumps.
Bloody winter time.
Oh my God, Patricia! Wow, it's happening, isn't it? The magic is happening. There's a white car in the background, and all of our cars in the background as well. Patricia, can we steal her?
Yeah.
Sorry, I know you had a moment. All right, everyone, cuddle for warmth, and I think we're going to wrap it up. Yeah.
Maybe
Do you need to? You need to get on this side of the bird
There's
poo.
the bird poo.
Oh, look at all the babes. Wow, I'm stoked. I'm so happy. Thank you all of my team for all your beautiful work. Thank you all of my models for being just glam squad. Thank you, Andre and Michelle, for being always on the road. Oh, that's me. I don't want to do that.
I mean, you are inside together. Yeah. Yeah, like everyone blends.
Right, Beth, I'm going to get you to get your hands out of your pocket. You can take your shoes off.
I felt really tall.
You were really tall. All right, huddle in, squeeze in, everyone. Best friends forever.
Hit anyone with my crown.
Sorry.
How are you doing both right now? And then are we over and out? All right, we'll all get in there. We'll get a photo of everyone, and then we can all go home, go back to our other lives. We're all done. This is the bit that we all hate.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Thanks for coming. We hope you enjoyed today. It sounds so lame, doesn't it?
Okay.
Hi, thanks for watching. For more snippets of our Secret Fox classes, subscribe below. And if you want to access our full library of past guests or join us live on our next class, go to thesecretfox.com and join us there.